cancel culture is about canceling.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
And they believe that
Cocaína.
Never had a gun, but it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in a cell cause my records they sell. Cause a brother like me said, well,
born like this, it's born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, which yells you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate, then off your head. This that puts against the bed, this that I got realness, I just push, cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got God, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
the woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stopped Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stopped Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
We'll see who cancels who.
They want you to comply.
Hey,
everybody.
How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Best intro in the game, I gotta say.
It really is. It's the best intro ever, and it's what I needed after this week, because it's been a week. By the way, everybody, let's welcome Blakely, our guest. They are a political content creator, a pro-Palestinian streamer, and badass as hell. But Blakely, you've been dealing with some bullshit lately with YouTube. Tell the people what's going on.
Yeah, so thank you again for having me, Mike, and nice to officially meet all of you other guys. So what happened? Sorry, I'm actually kind of feeling like I'm losing my mind these last couple days. But basically what happened was, for the second time, YouTube demonetized my entire channel permanently because they said that I was promoting terrorism on my channel. And by promoting terrorism, they mean talking about the Palestinians. So I make a lot of content about what is happening in Gaza, about the genocide in Gaza, about the genocide of the Palestinians, and about advocating for their liberation and their complete freedom from the occupation of the Israeli regime. And so last year, I did a stream and I got demonetized and told that I was promoting terrorism. And they reversed it within hours because a comedian who has a large following on Twitter called them out. And they never apologized. They never explained why they did it to me. And then even though I was upset that I didn't get an explanation, I just kind of moved on. So then last week, or the day before the inauguration, I made a video talking about how the claims that Hamas had been defeated, that they had been totally eradicated, was not true, because they haven't been. That's a fact. That's the news. And I played a clip of Antony Blinken saying as much. And then I condemned, once again, as I always do in my videos, the mass slaughter of the Palestinians in Gaza, and the terrorism from the Israeli regime on the Palestinian people, and said free Palestine. And I got demonetized permanently by them, saying that I was promoting terrorism and extremism. And they took the video down. I appealed it, and they immediately rejected it. Immediately. So then I tried to contact them, through the YouTube partner thing or whatever. And they immediately then very quickly said, after thorough review, they found that this is promoting terrorism and they won't be restoring my account. And so it's been a nightmare. They haven't gotten back to me from the last email that I sent them, because actually after I got upset. I was so upset about the fact that they took the video down to begin with that I wasn't really thinking about the fact that they're violating all their own policies. That I was so upset because I was like, they shouldn't have taken it down. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not sorry for what I did because I didn't do anything wrong, and they shouldn't have taken it down. And it's actually not even low-key racist and Islamophobic that they're saying that it was promoting terrorism, because what you're saying by saying that is that all Palestinians are terrorists. That's what you're saying,
right?
By taking that video down. So then I started reading into it, and I realized that they had only put a warning on my account. I've never had a strike. And I looked at their policy, and it said, as a warning, if it's a warning on your account, we will take no penalty action against your account if it's a first-time warning. And then they sent me this link being like, take this training so that you know not to do this again of the future. And it was a very ridiculous training, like, if somebody's promoting Al-Qaeda, what do you do? Like, things that were fairly obvious. And so
what were the options? What do you do?
Yeah. Right. And then at the end of it, it says, we don't take content down talking about terrorist groups or terrorism or whatever, or extremist groups or whatever it is, militias, if it is for educational purposes, you're talking about the news, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, so once again, shouldn't have taken it down. So then I do the training, and I'm like, wait a second. And then I'm reading their policy, and what they're telling me, they never actually told me through any of their emails that they permanently demonetized me. They told me once I reached out to them. The emails that they sent me said, we've paused your channel memberships. We've paused your monetization. And the emails that they sent my members, my paying members, said, we paused it. But then when I contacted them, they said, no, you've been permanently demonetized. And I was like, but that goes against your own policies of this is a warning and we don't take action against it. So the first time I reached out to them and I didn't bring that particular point up, they were like, the person who I was talking to, and I'm not sure if it was a human or not, was so rude. They were like, I'm trying to explain it. And they just keep writing over and over again. The decision stands. Can I help you with anything else? Like, actually, yeah, you can help me.
Were you talking to, so you were talking to somebody on the phone?
No, not on the phone, through text, like through the YouTube
through text. Oh, how long have you been dealing with this?
Since the day before the inauguration. So what day was that?
Oh, wow.
Since the 19th, yeah. And so
yeah.
They're like, anything else? I'm like, yeah. Like, I do want to talk to someone about this further because this is ridiculous. We reviewed it. No, you didn't. I don't believe you. And I feel like the reason why I'm so also mad about this, aside from the fact that they went against their own policies and demonetized my entire channel over something that was total bullshit, is that I feel like they targeted me because I'm so small. And they felt like, we can just do this and no one will notice and it's fine. And it made me think, number one, if they're doing this to me, who else are they doing this to? Who else can they do this to and will do this to? And I don't think that anybody should be okay with them just deciding on a whim on a channel that has no violations, that they're just going to basically make them inoperable because they claim that this person is promoting terrorism or whatever it is, the violation. But even when I'm reading in their policies, it infuriated me even more because I was like, I did not violate the guideline they claimed I did. But even if I did, let's say I did. Let's say that I went on there and I was promoting ISIS or whatever it is. Like, they're claiming that I did, that I didn't, but they're claiming I did. Even if I did, their own policies, when I read through them, said that they do not do a first strike on when they do a warning, it is meant to help a creator understand what they got wrong. And that's what the training is for. They don't take any action against it. Even on a strike, a first strike, they do a temporary demonetization in order to, they basically are saying, like, throughout their policies that I was reading, that they have a whole process set up to enforcement mechanism set up so that if a creator violates a policy, they can learn from it and it doesn't completely destroy their livelihood. That's why they've got a step-by-step enforcement mechanism. So for me to have this happen to my channel on a warning, not even a strike, and then them tell me that they're going to demonetize me permanently on a channel that I've only had for about a year, and it's not even the first time they've done it. They did it to me, as I said, last year with no explanation and no apology when they reversed it. So, what? It doesn't make any sense. It's so outrageous to me. It's so outrageous to me because, once again, who else might they be doing this to, or do they do this to in the future? And I'm not trying to make it a conspiracy theory, but I do think it's a little sus that they did it the day before Trump got into office, like right before his inauguration. And
well, Blakely, on that note, I feel like first and foremost, I still have hope that YouTube will correct this because usually they don't take action unless enough people make a stink. I waited for a month, and then finally, when I started to talk about it, then they took action. The same happened for the Tabernacle and Andrea Rovensky and whatnot.
Me too.
So everybody, Lance as well.
I've lost 2 channels altogether.
Have you really?
Wow.
Jesus. It's
Yeah,
the
five
only
years
way.
ago.
The only way to get them to change this is to get a bunch of people to go retweet you. So everybody who still has Twitter, go there and we retweet their tweet about this and at Team YouTube so you can try to get their attention. YouTube in general has gotten better in my experience with censorship. But the reason why I think that you make such an interesting point about like this conspiracy, which we don't know, it's all anecdotal, right? But there's been reports that Facebook users on and Instagram users are seeing pro-Trump content pushed in their feeds, or more specifically, they're automatically following Trump. Some of them can't unfollow. On top of that, they're noticing that searches for Democrats come up with nothing. That was a temporary glitch, apparently. And the same is also happening on TikTok. TikTok users are experiencing a lot of censorship with regard to Palestinian content. I don't know if Ariana has experienced that, because Ariana, you're really big on TikTok. Have you noticed any differences in the algorithm? Because right now, all people have to go off of is speculation and like anecdotes and hearsay. But since TikTok went offline and then came back praising Donald Trump, thank you, Daddy Trump, for saving us. Have you noticed anything to the algorithm? For me personally, my feed is mostly apolitical on TikTok, so I haven't noticed anything, and I don't really make TikTok content. But like, have you noticed anything there with regard to censorship?
Yeah, I mean, TikTok's gotten really weird. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but they shelled out $50,000 to throw Republican content creators a awards ceremony with Ben Shapiro there and all of
What?
Wait, you guys didn't know about this?
I did not know about this. That's
during
insane.
the inauguration event.
Yeah, I made a whole video on it. Wait, let me share it with you guys
because
that's
yeah,
like pretty big news.
I didn't see this.
It's like all over the place. Yeah. So
Yeah, I saw
Taylor Lorenz went and reported on it from the front lines, I guess you could say.
For the rolling.
That's how I found out about it, was from Taylor Lorenz. Yeah.
So they had, it was crazy. They had a big screen of just Republican content creators like shuffling through. They gave out McDonald's cheeseburgers. And just so you guys know, not only do they not invite political creators usually to anything unless you're under the desk news or someone like a couple, there's like a handful that I think handful is even saying too much, maybe like 5 total that they like to invite to stuff. So for them to go so partisan and so right, like overnight publicly, was actually diabolical. I had never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that it was originally supposed to be a private party, but people wanted to see Waka Flocka performing so badly out of all people to watch perform live. They started selling tickets for a limited amount of tickets for $250 each. For Waka Flocka and Little Pump. Just so you guys know.
Stop. I can't deal with this.
Yeah, like it's a whole thing. As far as my algorithm personally, I've actually been seeing a lot more engagement on my algorithm, but I've also been making videos about immigration, mainly immigration, which right now is a pretty hot topic. Like even if they want to suppress it, it would be hard because people are engaging with it so much because it's just like immigration info. But overall, yes, like our videos are getting flagged a lot more. A lot of us have just left TikTok in general, or we're just like turning to Substack because we just don't trust them anymore. But but yeah, their shift has been kind of insane. Let me find this video.
I'm very active on TikTok too,
Yeah.
and I've seen that shift. I saw it immediately as soon as
Really?
it came back on. I started getting served way more right-wing content, right-wingers coming in my
Really?
comments. Now, I don't, and I wasn't previously getting that much right-wing people coming to my comments. I get a lot of Zionist harassment, but that's because I
Mhm.
talk about Gaza a lot, so I'm kind of used to
Right.
that. But Trump supporters generally aren't in my comments as much because a lot of my content is critical of the Democratic Party as well, and the just entire way that our politics functions in this country. But all of a
Mhm.
sudden I get back on and I was inundated with comments from right-wingers, their videos, people taking down, people commenting free Palestine. It was like a very harsh shift that I've noticed since I've been back on, and it's very disturbing, especially since that's one of the things I really liked about TikTok. It was one of the one
Right.
platforms that you weren't just drowning in right-wing, like, chuds and propaganda.
Yeah, yeah, and David Dole shared on Twitter some Facebook posts on his TRN show feed, and it's just straight up like boomer catnip, fake news, Tucker Carlson to replace Jimmy Kimmel, Elon Musk to buy CBS
what?
and NBC. Yeah, just straight up fake news. So we have meta platforms slowly but surely turning into Twitter. We have TikTok pushing right wingers seemingly. Again, this is all kind of unfolding, so we don't really know. And now YouTube with Blakely. I mean, 20,000, that's a big account for them to do this to. And they don't, I mean, if they correct it, I'll feel optimistic that, okay, this is just kind of like a mistake that they've made 100 times to creators where they'll charge them with something. Like Cavernacle was permanently demonetized a couple of years ago as well. And he got his back. So if this stands for Blakely, then something's up with YouTube too. If it doesn't, I'll have faith in YouTube. So YouTube, please don't let me down. And everybody go yell at them on Twitter.
Mike, I did want to say though that Blakely, you did show a video of Anthony Blinken, so you technically were promoting terrorism there. So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, it honestly, like, I have felt
clever Lance.
I think that one of the frustrating thing too has just been like I said, knowing that not only did I not do anything wrong, but feeling like they are for the ones who even have gotten back to me, and who knows if it's even real people that I'm talking to, but like,
right.
It's just been so frustrating. And the gaslighting I feel like that I'm experiencing is insane. And it's also just insane to me that like they did something so drastic. It makes me feel, even though I don't have evidence for this yet, that I was being targeted. And maybe I'm paranoid because I've been being targeted for the last year and a half, specifically by Zionists. Like I got doxxed by a Zionist who works for the Israeli embassy, who put my address online, like was telling people to come do something about me. Like, so maybe
you could also be
I'm
mass flagged. That happens so much. That's happened to Lance, right? You've been mass flagged.
Yeah, it's probably a mass flagging campaign. It could be from people who are pro-Israel and they're like from whatever source they're coming to your channel from. If they do mass flagging campaigns, they can be really effective. Like that's how like 5 years ago I got a channel that only had like 6,000 or 7,000 subs just deleted. Like I didn't get a warning, I didn't get a strike, I didn't get an email. The channel was just gone. I woke up in the morning and it was just vanished. And I was like, what the fuck? Like it just disappeared off the internet.
I just want to say something. Like you should definitely look into Delete Me. Have you ever heard of it?
Into what?
Delete Me. It's a website where you pay like a couple bucks a month and it completely like washes any addresses you've ever had from anywhere.
Right.
Like it deletes you. It deletes anything personal about you online, like permanently.
I second this as well.
So any content creator or anyone that just generally speaks out for Palestine should 100% be on Delete Me.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's another thing I just want to mention too about TikTok. It just popped in my head is that before they were pretty good, before Trump came in, about taking down comments and stuff when people were purposefully misgendering people or making anti-trans content. And that's gone like in the last couple of days since I've been on. like just gone. People
Wow.
saying bigoted things against trans people, people continually calling me she, her, and me having to block them. Yeah, it's been
And now,
really,
have you tried reporting it? Do they just like do nothing?
I did. That's what I mean. So like one person said
Oh,
like you
wow.
are, one person had written to me, and this was a kind of comment I'd gotten before that they would take down in the past, but they're like,
Yeah.
we're in charge now, little girl, like purposely like
Wow.
misgendering me and things like that.
Jeez.
And I reported it and they're like, no violation. So I'm like, cool. Now it's going to get taken over by transphobes and right wingers. So yeah, that's upsetting, especially since TikTok was probably one of my favorite apps that were out there before this all happened. But yeah,
same.
the YouTube thing has just been like really upsetting, especially since, like I said, they didn't delete. I can't believe that, Lance, you're saying that all that insanity happened to your channel. Like, that's crazy that they didn't even give you like a warning. Like, they didn't delete my channel or anything. They just permanently demonetized, which to me, I think is so insane and unacceptable. Like, you just like take someone's like livelihood away. Like, you, and like I said, over the most absurd thing. I did not do what they claimed that I did, but even if I did, there is supposed to be, based on their own claims, a process set up, whereas you get a warning, then you get a strike, then you get another strike. Like, there's supposed to be a process in which this kind of stuff unfolds. And I'm fearful that that this is like a targeting campaign against like left-wing people and people who are pro-Palestine, people who are anti-genocide, because I'm pro-humanity in general.
Yeah.
And yes, I oppose genocide. And what I don't want is for them and the Zionists to continue to try to make people feel afraid to like speak out against what they're doing in Gaza, because they are feeling emboldened and empowered by what they're doing at Harvard and what they're doing at the other college campuses, and saying that they're going to get, you know, the IRHA like definition of anti-Semitism to be the thing that they can use to crack down on other people's speech. And yeah, it's just like obviously like really upsetting. And also I feel like there's already this crackdown of censorship for anybody on the left and anybody who is speaking out against this right-wing fascism that, you know, I'm not going to say is just ushered in, because I feel like what the Biden administration, especially in regards to what they were doing regarding the Gaza protests and people speaking out about Palestine, was very much fascist, but it's just been amped up. Like it's getting revved up. They're getting even more of it. So
it's on steroids, baby. 4 years.
100%. So, you know, there were a couple people that when it first happened and I was freaking out about it, I was getting really upset, that were like, you know, whatever, screw them, just start a new channel. And I was like, no. But the thing is that I feel like it's also the principle. Like, also, yes, I'm upset about the fact that they demonetized me and took away my income. Obviously, I'm furious about that. But I'm also furious about the principle. Like, no, like, I don't accept it. I don't accept that they can just do this to some like channel, especially a left channel. It feels very malicious. It feels targeted. And so I felt like my response to it, rather than just saying, oh, whatever, and starting a new channel, that I want to fight it. I want them to reverse it. I want other people on the left, which is why I'm so grateful that you have spoken out about it, Mike, and that you had me on tonight. I want other people on the left to circle around me the way the right wing circles around the right when they feel attacked. I want other people to stand up for me in the same way that I would and will always stand up for leftists when they get targeted by big tech.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Blakely, like when Steven Crowder like gets demonetized on one video, I mean, this hasn't happened in a while, but like circa 2017, you know, he would talk about how he's being censored and canceled, and then all the right wingers would blast it. And I feel like we've got to kind of like have each other's backs, especially now. And each time you fight it, that like gives us more tools to figure out how to fight it. Like, I wouldn't have known how to fight my demonetization issue if Cavernacle hadn't experienced it and fought it himself. And so like, it's a process that we all have to kind of go through and fight. And yeah, on principle, we have to stop it. I do have the video that Ariana showed queued up. So this is the conservative TikTok party, right, Ariana?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey,
Okay.
listen, TikTok, they are throwing Donald Trump a party for Inauguration Day. Apparently, he saved TikTok. So let's see what's going on.
Hey, y'all really ready to party? Say hell yeah.
Hello, Shade Road, what's up? Let's get it. We're back in all this. Donald Trump 2020. Why Trump? Why Trump? Why Trump? He's amazing. He's an amazing person, and 2020, 25. I said 2024, but Trump's an amazing person. He speaks his mind. He says stuff how it is. Joe Biden is brain rot. He's brain rot. We don't the guy's saying, bro. Our country's been last 4 years, and we're so happy to have Trump back, and we appreciate it. And God bless Shadum. Let's go. You think he saved TikTok? He saved TikTok after one day of it being gone out of nowhere. Although he initiated back in 2020. Exactly. Hey, Trump came back. It's gonna take a whole day.
Exactly.
That's Trump got power, man.
He's like gay.
This is.
Okay, not a
He's
single
probably
policy.
so fucked up on drugs here. Like, it's very obvious because he said 2024 too. Like, he's not making sense.
Hearing him talk makes me so uncomfortable.
Trump gang till I die. I love y'all. Let's get it. How you feeling?
Y'all put me against the wall with thorns in my back.
What we do? I did it.
Not Shade Room, people in general.
Oh, yeah. So what people been doing to you?
Nothing. I'm talking.
Are they killing you?
Honestly, it feel like another weekend, bro. Nothing normal. Nothing new. It's normal.
Why Donald Trump? Why Donald Trump?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? My question to you is why not?
I'm just,
They have no reason why they support Donald Trump. Like, this motherfucker posted
I assume
a
it's all
picture of
money.
himself
No,
with
they
Ted
do. They're
Cruz.
getting paid millions. They're getting paid
Yeah.
millions. I know some of the biggest creators in the game. Like, I'm talking biggest, 12 million, 13 million, and they all told me that they were offered a ton of money from the Trump campaign to go and endorse them. So these are the ones that sold
Wow.
out. Yeah, these are the ones that sold out.
But how much are you paying for Waka Flocka Flame in 2025? I mean, oh my god!
I mean,
and
Snoop-
Lil
More than
Pump,
he gets
what?
somewhere else.
Snoop Dogg, after that video
Yeah.
that went viral from 2017, where he's knocking anyone with language that I will not be using, but he was knocking anyone who was in the rap and hip hop scene who was dared to perform for Trump.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, 4 years later, he's the headline act at the first inauguration event for Trump, the crypto inauguration ball.
He's a big crypto guy, though, big NFT salesman. He was big on the Bored Apes, too. So I think that might have something to do with it. He made a music video, Binder. I don't know if you saw it, where he jokingly shoots Trump in the face. Like, that was part of
and
the...
now he's jokingly,
Yeah.
or not so jokingly,
not so jokingly.
performing at his inauguration event.
Well, speaking of shooting rich people in the face,
Well, I do
metaphorically
love. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was
that was a great segue, Matt. You just fucked it up.
Sorry, I had to fuck it up because something's really funny. Did you see that Carrie Underwood report from I don't remember where I saw it, but apparently sources close to Carrie Underwood felt like she didn't get the same respect that a Beyonce or a Lady Gaga would have gotten if they performed at the inauguration.
Who does she think she is?
Right,
You're
no
Carrie
one should
Underwood.
be Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, like what?
Performing
Oh
for
my
Trump
God.
or not? Like I was. That was the one person I wasn't like, oh, I can't believe she's performing for Trump. I was like, wow. Trump really can't get anyone but Carrie Underwood. Trump deserves better than that.
Wow, that'd be like me saying, I just don't get the same respect as Hassan. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Excuse me? The audacity of me to say something like that. It's absurd. Okay, so I wanted to get to our next segment. So there's a Portland artist named Jim DeBartolo. I probably fucked up his name. I'll bring him in a second and he can correct me. So he's releasing a graphic novel. It's called Fuck Billionaires. And this is by far the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm legitimately stoked to read it. So let me bring him in. Jim, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, no, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought you said you couldn't hear me. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you so
you're
much
good.
for
Nice
having
to
me.
see you.
Nice to see you guys, too. Pleasure to be here. I'm a big fan of all you guys. Blakely, I didn't know you were going to be here. Welcome. This is awesome. Lance, welcome back. I can't believe David and Rebecca are standing me up, but anyway.
Oh, don't worry, they stand us up all the time. It's not just you.
Yeah, we're very used to it.
Don't take it personal.
Thank you for the kind words, Mike. I think we have a little bit of a delay, so I apologize if I'm stepping on you guys a little. Would you like me to go into things, or would you mind sharing the trailer for the book?
Yeah. I'll bring that in now. So it's on Kickstarter. It launched today. And then I'll go ahead and just play the trailer so that way people can get a sense of what.
Before you do this, is there images on here that I should stop my Twitch stream for?
Is there what
in the trailer?
Is there music? No.
Is there images that I should stop my Twitch stream for?
There might be some.
Keep the YouTube one going.
There's swear words, but there's no violence or nudity or anything. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, there's guns. But
is there guns, pointing guns at
there is
people,
guns,
that kind of stuff? Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be what you think, but I think you're fine. But I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm assuming then you would see in like.
I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. There's not like depictions of people getting killed, but
you guys have to understand, Lance, the content he consumes is usually like Teletubbies and Peppa Pig.
That's all I watch.
He can't watch.
I mean, I've streamed some crazy shit on Twitch and I was fine, so I think you'll be good, Lance.
Lance is really just he's trying to hide the fact that he can't see this stuff, and he's trying to blame it on Twitch. But we know
his mom won't let him.
I can close my eyes. I'll close my eyes while it's happening.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press play.
Billionaires should not exist. Get ready. This warning mysteriously appears graffitied across skyscrapers around the world. Who could be writing these messages? With no group claiming responsibility for these worldwide coordinated threats, how serious should they be taken? The answer, very. The top 1% ignore it. They won't be ignoring it for long. Fuck billionaires. It's a blunt, crude title, yes. But let's be honest with ourselves. Anyone hearing this right now is much closer to being homeless than to ever being a billionaire. Please appreciate even the difference between a million and a billion. For example, 1 million seconds is close to 11 days, but 1 billion seconds is 32 years long. If someone gave you $5,000 a day for 6 months, you'd be a millionaire. But to become a billionaire, you'd have to get $5,000 a day for 547 years. No one has ever worked hard enough to deserve that much money. That's why most billionaires come from generational accumulated wealth, and all of them come from benefiting from the labor of others. And money buys power. And boy oh boy, does power corrupt. This graphic novel is the fictional story of a society, much like our own, far too controlled by those at the top. The wealth of the richest has woven its way into every law controlling their money, given them influence into every government around the world, and created vast loopholes allowing them to go without even paying taxes. With that sort of near absolute control, what could possibly start to bring about change? But what if something did? This is that story. Oh, and yeah, fuck billionaires. Hi, everybody. My name is Jim DiBartolo, and I'm the writer, artist, creator of Fuck Billionaires. I'm here in my home office/studio in Portland, Oregon, working on my Cintiq tablet in Photoshop to work on the book. And I just wanted to say thank you to anybody out there who's able to contribute in purchasing the book or various reward tiers, and also those who are able to also spread the word on social media. That is so essential for Kickstarter campaigns. I'm also looking forward to hopping over to my other desk here in the office to do traditional media. I'll be doing sketches inside of books. I'll be doing art prints, stickers, original drawings on small sheets of paper. I'll be doing recreating some of the pages on larger sheets, redrawing them and painting them in watercolor as some of the top tiers that are available. So please have a look at those tiers. There's a lot of different things to choose from. I thank you, each and every one of you, for any support you're able to give. And again, if you can spread the word, that is so needed. I hope you have a great day, and cheers.
Yeah, so that's your Kickstarter. Rebecca joined because she didn't want to miss it. You summoned her, and she came here. Rebecca, welcome. Oh, you're on mute, Rebecca.
There I go. Hey guys, how are you? Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to see you, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
So,
Hi.
Jim, tell us a little bit more about this project. The first question that I have is, how long does it take to do a single page? Because these are amazing drawings, and that's got to take a while, right?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so it wasn't something that I got started on as the Luigi situation happened, or alleged Luigi. It was something that I've been working on for about 2 years. I'll answer the question, then I'll kind of go off. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes anywhere from like a day or less to do a page. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 days for a page, depending on the level of detail and how many characters and background kind of situations there are. And then coloring takes a good chunk of time too. So there's literally thousands of hours into the book. So I started it 2 years ago or so, and it basically has been much more relevant as time has progressed, and have Billionaires become more and more wealthy, more and more influential, and now straight up, part of the government, a huge part of the government, evidently. So it was born out of frustration. Part of it is, long time ago, my wife and I have been longtime fans of Bernie Sanders. We were introduced to him in the early 2000s on Tom Hartman's Brunch with Bernie segment. And we started speaking about things that he had talked about amongst ourselves or with friends of ours, but he was putting into words different collections of ideas that were trying these, just making it feel like, wow, he's talking about things that we've talked about and that nobody else is talking about. And all the while, there's been all this money that I always see it as sort of like a weed that is kind of making its way into this root system of the society and our system, just sort of causing more and more problems, and just working its way down deeper and deeper, and coiling its way around everything from, corporations, deunionization, every aspect of climate change, like fossil fuels, wars for oil, money in politics. Now that's straight up bribery to the Supreme Court. President launching crypto schemes days before his inauguration to make billions of dollars. And there's currently no guardrails, no checks and balances. So back to the book, we often read fiction, particularly fantasy, for escapism and to allow us to connect through a story, through living through another character, make us feel less helpless and more powerful, or less. And we're so straight up, powerless right now. And I realize that that's no different. Biden was great in any means, and not that any of his predecessors were great either. But it's just Project 2025 is totally becoming a reality. You guys all know that. Everybody watching that knows that. It's just so frustrating. And every group, LGBTQ plus, Black, Hispanic, Jewish, Muslim, Arab, Asian, disabled, the poor, women. It's just, even as the whitest person on the planet, I have loved ones that fall under, all those categories. And, even if I didn't have people that fall in those categories, we're all humans. We're just trying to, get through life to to not be conscious and care about that kind of stuff is kind of crazy to me. Anyhow, living vicariously through fiction, in this case, revenge fiction, I feel like can be a really good, the best sort of idea of escapism in these fucked up times. So the trailer kind of went into the setup, which is billionaires should not exist. Get ready. Appears graffitied on numerous skyscrapers around the world. No witnesses and no one claims responsibility for it. The 1% ignores it. They won't be ignoring it for long. That night, of course, the media covers the story. It's a little bit of a mystery, you know, what all is going on. But that night, a billionaire is killed in a grisly, mysterious fashion. And on his skyscraper, there's the message left: one down, who's next? Billionaires should not exist. And the story sort of kicks off from there. So
I love that premise so much, and
I
I
like
feel
it
like
too.
this is literally the perfect climate to release it in. And when I first found out about
Good
this,
timing.
Jim had showed it to me during, I think,
A
like
little
the week
bit
or the week
too
after.
good of a timing. What did you have to do with what's going
Then
on?
it's
Jim?
suspicious if you may.
Yeah, I was about to say you might end up on some CIA watch list, but like, good
I
for
know.
you.
The whole
I
process.
love the idea.
No, he.
Again,
So
like
he,
and now.
No, go ahead, Jim.
Oh, sorry. So again, I crazily, maybe I said this. Forget if I said it already. I had been working on it for 2 years, and I was finally like, I was getting ready to. Then I was like, let's get past Thanksgiving, and then I'll announce it because I got everything ready to do the Kickstarter, yada yada. So then I announced it on social media, and the next day, the CEO of United Health is killed. I'm like, I had nothing to do with
You
that.
did
It wasn't
this.
a PR.
Guerrilla
the story is
marketing.
yeah. I actually had a gal today. Shout out to Christina if she's watching it. There's a gal or a person I don't know on social media that they mentioned. If you can get Luigi to do a forward, that'd be awesome. But they're similar but different. It's the story. It's not a call to vigilantism. I'm anti-war. I'm anti-lefty. I'm super lefty. But however, anyway.
Yeah, no, we absolutely unequivocally condemn violence. This is just fiction. We would never advocate for these things. But it's funny because I learned about this like the week or the week after the Luigi situation. And I was just like, oh, this is like literally the exact fiction that I need right now. So yeah, one more question that I wanted to ask you is like, what other work have you done? Because on your website, and by the way, I'll link to this Kickstarter down below. Also post it in all of the chats. Everybody, please go support this. This is badass. It's supposed to release in August, I believe. But like, what other work have you done? Because you have a massive portfolio. Talk about some other projects you've been a part of.
Oh, sure. For asking. Yeah, so I've done stuff on my own, and I've collaborated with other writers. I've done comics for other writers for Image and Dark Horse, though that's a little bit in the past. And then I shifted over to doing more book illustration, like novels, and not. I've collaborated with my wife, who's an author, at stuff with like Penguins and Little Brown, Scholastic, Abrams. And I've done a graphic novel on my own that I wrote and illustrated. There was like a young Bruce Lee story with Scholastic. It launched literally like a few weeks before COVID hit. So like, hey, my book, and then like everything got shuttered and no Scholastic book fairs, etc. But yeah, I've done a lot of stuff for the young adult and middle grade sort of age category, but then also comic and whatnot stuff for YA and above, and YA being young adult. This book I see as being like teen to adult. It's not anything that's murder porn kind of stuff, but there is quite a there are times where there's a fair amount of violence and whatnot that takes place. But yeah, I don't think it would be anything that somebody who's read some of those books I or seen some of those movies I referenced on my mood board in that trailer, it wouldn't, I don't think, make anybody be squeamish. Lance, I guess, maybe would have to.
I'll close my eyes.
Cover.
Well, Jim, thank you so much for coming on and promoting that.
Wait, can I ask
Before
one
you go,
question
will
before you
tell
go? This
us-
is
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
political. I'm really curious about the process. When you're doing this, I notice all the bubbles are empty. Do you then do you have a font that you've made from your own handwriting and you type that in after the fact? Like, is that how the whole thing
good
works?
question.
I'm just curious.
So yeah, I took the words away to not have any spoilers in most of the stuff that I posted.
Okay.
But yeah, there are some creators that do their own fonts, like handwrite it or create it online. I've paid a font factory or whatever your font salesperson for usage of the font. And yeah. So I just put that in. So I have like 200 pages drawn and lettered. I have about 20 pages colored. I have the entire script done. So part of the I don't want to overstay, but if as part of the funding and everything for Kickstarter, to print and shipped to me is quite a chunk. Then to hire a coloring assistant is a not small fee. Then to Kickstarter takes a fee. Then there's taxes, which and anyway, and I would like to make a little bit on top of paying for everything else, but Kickstarter it does allow for creators to be able to hopefully turn a little bit of a profit. I could talk more about the book, but if you guys have other things you need to get to.
No, tell us more. Tell us a little bit more, because I think that people on the chat are very excited, it seems.
Oh, amazing. Hello, chat. Sorry, I have a teenage daughter and she's 15, and she and my wife and I call each other chat because anyway, I'm very hip. I'm very Gen Z.
Down with the lingo of the kids.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, just basically part of the story covers, it takes place with a cast of characters, but it also has a variety of media covering the story. So it's not just, these following certain characters. There's also, there's some characters, one of the characters is a TV host. Other ones are reporters on social media. Social media itself, like kind of posts or whatnot, appear at various times during the story, showing like how the public's reacting to it. As we all saw, honestly, like again, working on this for so long, I was like, I wonder how the public would react to stuff like this happening. And then when the CEO got shot, I was honestly shocked at how instantly zero sympathy, and just kind of beyond where I was imagining as far as some of the reaction.
That's when you knew you had a hit.
Well, from your lips onward, Mike. But but I was just surprised that there's a couple things I have in the story that have happened since a little bit, but I drew them like a year and a half ago. And there's stuff that I have had people talking about that has been some of the talking points, which maybe are a little bit more obvious or whatnot. But I was like, whoa, that's exactly what I. So I'm trying to. I'm gonna have to go back so I don't get accused of plagiarism or laziness or something.
I see a little bit of things in there. Sorry,
I probably
missed. Rebecca.
Yeah, I probably missed it because I came late. But when you were creating it, and then you saw, how did that? Where was your mind? Were you in? I know you said you had some kind of a political connection, understanding it as a constituent, as somebody who lives in this world, somebody who lives in America. What was like when your mind, where was your mind when you were going through this? Were you going through something similar where you felt this, not to go and unalive like a billionaire CEO or anything like that, but how, like, where was your mind at when you came up with this?
Thank you. That that reminds me that I had actually sent Micah another slide, if you will, sounding like I'm 400 years old now. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah. So part of it was just like my political sort of like leftiness and just observing part of it. So when I saw Luigi, the alleged shooter's Twitter account that had the spinal X-ray, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Because he had an insurance fight with his or a fight with his insurance company over a spinal situation. This is an MRI of my lower spine. It's my tailbone down at the bottom. I'm not expecting you to be able to understand this, but like the bottom part of my spine was compressed a few years ago. I had 2 spinal surgeries that were minor-ish, but like they're still your spine, so they weren't excessive minor. But then I needed another surgery kind of early in COVID, and the insurance was denying. And we had like the gold plan supposedly. Anyhow, I finally got them to agree to pay for part of the surgery, me understanding that we would have to pay for a part of it ourselves. But then had the surgery. Thank God it was like successful. While I'm recovering a couple weeks after the surgery, I get a bill for almost $100,000 saying you owe this, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? What's happening?" And their quote was, "Pre-approval does not guarantee payment." So all of a sudden, kind of scrambled, and real quick, no, I did not. Make $100,000 appear. Tip to anybody out there who is perhaps fighting with your insurance: you'll never win. You'll never win with your insurance. Like I was on the phone; it was like a full-time job for me. Stop fighting with the insurance. Go to the provider. So in this case, I went to the hospital, and it was where the majority of the bill was. And I talked to their financial aid department, and they said I didn't totally qualify for like a full whatever. They ended up saying, based on getting the pre-approval, will wipe your debt away. So that's a lesson out there that took me months to find out. I heard it like on a YouTube show saying that. I'm sorry, Rebecca.
Wow.
No, I seen that on TikTok actually, where somebody was given that information because a woman was she had a baby, and she had all these bills and they were supposed to be covered by insurance, but they were giving her the runaround, and a surface level. She called in, and they were just like, nope, all those fees, they're fine, and then she was like, no, because I had set this up already. I have great insurance. They're supposed to cover this. But then she did a step-by-step on TikTok where what she did, and she was letting other people know to do it. And you got to go like real deep, might have to sign a couple of forms, read like a lot of things, but speak to somebody behind the scenes and have them go through every single charge, match that up with your insurance. Some things on there she didn't even have, some services, procedures, and they were charging her for that. So she got money back, but it wasn't a lot, but she did get something back for all of that. But yeah, I know that is great information to give people, but she was saying that just stay in that fight, because a lot of people give up because it's like, once you figure out, dang, I got to talk to this person and this person, this person, you just let that thing go and be one of the many bills that you have. A lot of Americans have medical bills, and that can be as much as tuition for 4 years of college just from having a procedure done. You may not even have the money for it, but they do the procedure anyway, and then there's that bill. So yeah.
Yeah,
America's
absolutely.
fucked up.
Like yeah, it's so messed up. And there's no guideline. The only thing you can do, you can appeal to your insurance, but they're we learned as a nation about the CEO stuff. that they had auto denials, and I've experienced that with family members, loved ones, where just it's an auto denial. And I'm sure they've crunched the numbers where statistically, 25 to 75% of people will just go, "Oh, it died. Oh crap. Okay," and they just go away and then deal with it and have their lives ruined. And then the people who stick around and fight, maybe they end up losing as well. But there are avenues, there are appeals. Those, again, I went through all of that. Every step of the way was denial, denial, denial. And I just happened to, again, hear somebody on YouTube talk about, like, give up the fight, because at a certain point you get a little personal and go for the, go circuitously to other avenues, financial aid and whatnot. And whether you qualify for it or not, they are an arbiter of fairness, at least, case dependent, I'm sure, and person dependent on who's handling it and whatnot. But, yeah. So a lot of that fed with all my frustration, seeing, all this ascension of billionaires, getting into discussions over the past few years with, I remember being at a dinner table with like a dozen what I thought were very leftist people and like kind of shitting on Elon Musk. And somebody was like, I take note with that. I take issue with that. I will defend him. And I was like, and I was shocked that it was a woman. I was like, what? I thought like some dude bro, but and she like, I will always defend him. And I wonder I don't know if she would say that now, but yeah, we kind of like friendly-ish got into like all of his genius. And I was like, why do you feel like he's a genius? Because PR people that he surrounds himself with like made you feel that, or did you witness him like crack some code, just him in a room or something? You know what I mean? Like, how did he get labeled that? It's good PR, right?
Yeah, well, and like, I think that what you're doing is important, because my whole project since the election has been to radicalize people to see that like the only minority that you should hate is billionaires. Because like this whole last election cycle was Republicans trying to fearmonger about trans people and people of color, restricting education. And like what I'm trying to get people to understand is that, you're not making less money and you can't buy a house, not because of immigrants or black people or trans people or gay people, or people who are, unhoused. The reason why you're in this predicament is because of fucking rich people. They are the reason why you can't have nice things. They buy government. They, they shift the tax burden onto you. They lobby the government to give them subsidies. And I think that like you have to, like, Democrats this last election, they didn't have a fucking story. Trump had a story. It was, hey, America's a fallen country and all the people who are, making your life miserable, we're going to get rid of them. But Democrats need to have a story, and it's billionaires, it's the rich. Like Bernie Sanders kind of had this in 2016, paid for by Bernie 2020 or 2016, not the billionaires. So you have to be antagonistic, and you have to show people that there is a common enemy that we can all hate, and it's billionaires. So I think that like this attempt to spotlight billionaires and cultivate real class solidarity is like the only way that, I don't want to say that we're going to make progress as a country, but at least like we'll get Americans to wake up. Not that the system will adapt if they do wake up, but like, I think it's important that people understand that they're being duped. Like a lot of people, they feel as if they're temporarily embarrassed billionaires, where, what if that's them one day? Yes. They don't want to be demonized when they're inevitably rich. But I mean, statistically speaking, you are more likely to get hit by lightning twice than to become a billionaire. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's like what, 8 billion
sounds
people
like you're
on
saying
this
there's a
planet
chance.
No, I mean, like, there's what, like 2,500 billionaires. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Most of them had, their daddies give them a really big head start. So you're not going to be a billionaire. So you should hate them, and we should try to foster that hatred of them, which is why I think that like this project is fucking incredible.
Thank you for saying that, Mike. And yeah, I mean, the rich will never give up power on their own. The wealthy, they'll never be like, oh, there's poor people, here you go. There's different segments of the book, and I have quotes from various people in history in the book, and one of them at like a section change or a part change where from Lucy Parsons, and it never be deceived that the rich will allow you to vote their wealth away.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a great point.
And thank you. Yeah, and so I mean, again, like I don't want to be too hopeless here, but we're so powerless against everything in general, and have been, but I feel like it's leveled up. I think you made reference to bosses leveling up in a video, Mike. Very very accurate. And so yeah, just I feel like escapism's the way to go if you can, and obviously doing actual groundwork like many of you do. And surely a lot of the viewers are also involved in causes and everything, and that's amazing and awesome. And yeah, I'm in the book. I'm basically trying to give the reader an avenue of watching the billionaires squirm, and they don't want to go down easily, or they're used to winning, so. There's conflict.
Yeah, no, I like that. One thing that I said is that like the silver lining about this new dystopian era that we're in is the art is going to be dope as hell, and the media, like the movies, the books, is going to be good, and this is one of them. So everybody go and support that Kickstarter. I'm going to put it in the comment section one more time. I'll link to it. This will be posted across all of the channels. Definitely going back that. Jim, tell us where to find you, where to follow you, and any last words.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Mike. Thank you guys, everybody here. I'm a fan of you guys all, and absent David, I'm a fan of him as well. Without sounding too needy, I would love to interact with any and all of you guys, the hosts in online. I'm a small potato, but I'm trying to get the word out. So any way to boost me there or have me on chat. I know you have various. It doesn't really meet all of your how your show's set up or whatnot, but I would be willing to just pop by a speed elevator pitch and be out of your hair. But I know that's not always necessary, not always possible. But thank you everybody for the time. You can find me, I think, if I'm pointing correctly, at Jim D. Bartolo. Sorry, my name's a little confusing to spell, but at Jim D. Bartolo on all the socials. I'm mostly on Instagram. Sorry, I know Zuckerberg sucks. I'm on Blue Sky as well, trying to get established there, but I'm probably most prominent, if you will, on Instagram. And
it's
just if
fair.
you can,
You're an artist. Instagram is the platform for people who do
Absolutely.
photos and make pictures and do drawings and illustrations. It makes sense. It's
Thank you. Yeah, I first got on there going, okay, Twitter's for politics. I be on Instagram to follow illustrators and animators, and then everything just kept getting worse over the years. So I'm following, everything on everything. Just but yeah, thank you for defending me, Matt. But yeah, just if you can support the project directly financially, that's amazing. I know that's not always possible. If you can spread the word, that is everything for a Kickstarter. It's a 30 Kickstarter, and those first few days, if they can be successful, it helps get boosted inside in Kickstarter, and it'll help get generated for internal promotion when people go on there. So anything you can do to share it over the socials, I greatly appreciate it. My heart goes out to you guys. Sorry, Elon Musk.
Oh, there's a different way to do that, though.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
apparently.
I appreciate you all. Thank you for having me on for so long, and for just getting me on here in general, Mike, and everybody. But Mike, one who got me the gig, so I appreciate it greatly.
Hell yeah. I'm a backer, and I'm going to shill so fucking hard for this book because I'm excited. So thank you so much, Jim.
Thanks,
you guys.
Jim. Yeah, and
Thank
I'll
you.
leave you with this,
It's
Jim.
essential.
I'll say this before you get out of here. Don't call yourself like a small potato. Like, you know, you got to talk to yourself real big. You know, you're on this
Tell myself
platform.
that.
Mike saw you. Mike said you was good. Then we believe it. You believe that for yourself too.
What
So
I
next time you
say
talk
is
Now
about
you're a
gospel,
yourself,
mashed
goddammit.
potato, all right?
you talk. Yeah, you a big potato. Okay, you ain't
Yeah.
mashed. You
Well,
ain't small. You big. You a
Idaho
big
style.
potato.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I just mean as far as like number of followers and stuff, it's it's
It'll grow.
hard to grow
It'll grow.
sometimes. But thank you. Thank
Like
you
a
so
potato.
much.
Have a good
Like a
one.
potato.
That is an analogy I did not expect. But cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Well, that was fun. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else happened this week? It was pretty slow. I don't know what you all were following.
Slow.
I didn't
This
see
week
much
was
happen this
so.
week.
This week was just ridiculous. It was just today
Yeah.
alone. The man being Donald Trump, sworn in, all the things, and on that day things are happening. The day after things are happening. It's been 3 days, and it's felt like 4 years already. I see the things. I don't know what you guys did on inauguration day, but I didn't. Whatever I seen was because I'll pop in and out of social media, but I didn't need my stress levels being like off the charts. And I didn't want to see anything. I would see little clips here and there, and I felt my spirit getting bothered. I said, I'll deal with this tomorrow or maybe the next day and let some things trickle in. But baby, the way that when I finally was open to the information, it was just coming at me so hard. And I'm like, and it was new every other minute. Every time I refreshed the news, every time I refreshed my social media feed, it was something else that was dark or something else being taken away from us. Executive orders, this, what's happening here today, that bogus video, allegedly, that came from Fox from the Boston raids, where the Black immigrant being Haitian, he was the only one without his face blurred in the beginning, and every other immigrant had their face blurred. It was just.
Wait, do we have that clip so we can play it? I haven't seen
It's very
that.
performative. I have it as a short on my YouTube, but it's like just knowing that Fox came out, even though I know that media, even working in it, I know that there are many times they will like create a story to politically push it and that kind of stuff. But seeing that this just happened, and I ain't never seen an ICE officer be this calm, okay, for nothing. And for me to see them being super calm and performing for the cameras, all of this is all to feed and fearmonger. And I see what they're going after immigrants so hard. That has been what he's been talking about. We've seen, and I think JD Vance like reposted it or something, the same video from Fox, and it's supposed to be an exclusive. Fox is the only one that got this exclusive, and it was all these different immigrants, gang members, MS such and such, and this from Guatemala, this from Dominican Republic, and
I heard what happened in Jersey too.
Yeah, all of their faces were blurred, and except for the first person in the beginning, who was the Haitian immigrant, who had, I think, like how many different charges. I'm like, he would have they would have got him, and his accent wasn't giving Haitian immigrant fresh. So it's just, I don't know. Y'all gotta watch it. It's very problematic. But what I say is that I see where they're going with this, and it's fear mongering, and especially when it's coming to the darker immigrant, specifically the Black immigrant. They're going to make sure that they make everybody afraid of them, and this is going to lead into a lot of hate crimes. We already have them. People are already dealing with them for being something that America just can't stand, because you're other in some kind of way, you're marginalized. And so I know that we're going to see an uptick of hate crimes from all of this. And this is just one Fox News thing. So yeah.
Yeah, on that note, Brian, my mod, his best friend, who's a U.S.
I'm
citizen,
so
was seized
sorry.
by ICE. A U.S. citizen. Week 1, by the way. So I don't know. Well, I'll try to stay in touch with Brian to see if there's anything we could do, like a legal fundraiser or GoFundMe that we can share for them. because this is something that we all kind of anticipated, that citizens were going to get swept up in this as well. And that's, yeah, I don't
Didn't
know
a
how to respond.
politician,
It's
like a
just
mayor
overwhelming.
in Jersey, did too? Like I was just reading about that, but I didn't get all the details. Apparently, there was like an ICE raid at somewhere in Jersey where the mayor had to release a statement saying that like we're going to be fighting this in the courts. You can't just like go into government buildings. ICE doesn't have jurisdiction there and stuff like that. But under some new executive order, they do.
Well, I
Or maybe they have
mean,
their own place.
I don't really know, but he did sign an executive order. I believe it was an executive order to allow raids to happen. So Biden had designated churches, hospitals, and schools as sensitive
Oh,
zones where
Boston, sorry.
like ICE couldn't really go in it, but then Trump like rolled that back, so now they can. I have some content creator friends who work in medicine. They were doing raids in multiple hospitals in San Diego, and my boyfriend was like, "Oh, they're probably just county hospitals." No, they're going into county. They're going into private. They were in UCSD's hospital reportedly, according to the nurses that work there.
Wow.
So yeah, they're gonna start doing, and the thing is, they're gonna be doing this in liberal majority metropolitan cities. So they've said that Los Angeles, San Francisco, and they're doing this as like a gotcha type thing. Like, oh, you think you're in a sanctuary city, but like we're going in there anyways. You know what I mean? So yeah.
It's
I can't.
mhm.
Oh, I was gonna say I can't find the Rebecca or the video that you were recommending, Rebecca in particular. I'm
Okay.
not sure which one it is.
me
If you all
pull
have
it
the
up.
link, then
You said
we
it was
can-
on
we
our
can bring it
channel.
in.
Yeah, it's on my shorts, but I'll go ahead and drop it on the thing.
Oh, it's on. Okay, I can find it on your shorts then.
Mhm.
By the way, this is
I-
the friend that was deported, or not deported, seized by ICE. Excuse me. This is Brian's friend here. So follow them on Twitter, just because I'm sure they're gonna have updates about like how you can help them after dealing with this bullshit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I'm just gonna say, like, you know, a lot of people are shocked. It's funny because I see people who are crying about this, who actually were ones that voted for Donald Trump. The conversations online have swiftly changed. People that I've seen encouraging Donald Trump because it was a lot of, you know, anti-woman rhetoric, you know, anti-LGBTQIA plus. So those things, pro-Jesus, but white and with conditions, that type of thing, right? And then now that they're seeing anybody can get touched, we see that it's quickly coming to your door. The birthright situation, knowing that that whole thing is the reason why a lot of y'all Black folks in America is how you can have any kind of freedoms, you know, because you were just figured out as, you know, humans and people that belong. So, you know, and now online, everybody's like, you know, I feel like I'm being affected now and I just don't know what to do. And immigrants that I know, because they're so anti-woman, were so pro Donald Trump, thinking that when he comes in, I'm gonna get a coin, right? That's I'm gonna do this and he's gonna protect me. Right now, so many of their family and friends are afraid and trying to find out their next step. I know that this has been touching my home. So I know what this looks like. I could never support this, but the fact that people did, just for those little details, because y'all hate women, y'all hate the LGBTQIA plus community, y'all hate immigrants, and you are one because they told you that you were a good one, and now your mama, your grandma, all them may be going away. You just don't know, right? And so it's interesting to see how people are crying online. Some guy I saw posted that his wife had a job opportunity that was supposed to begin. Now this is DEI related, and when they, you know, shut down the DEI departments, right, immediately, or things such as, and other, even though other companies may not have to do it, they are probably Trump supporting companies shutting down their DEI programs. They feel like, you know, Donald Trump said ain't nobody gonna get touched. So this woman who just got this job, and this Donald Trump supporter done posted about his wife and saying, I voted for you, and can you please make this right? Can you please make this right? Can somebody please? I voted for Donald Trump. I support him, but this is affecting my household. My wife no longer has this position. It's been rescinded. And to see that is it sucks for the wife, but at the same time, this is what you voted for. So going online and crying about it's very interesting. But I think that a lot of people, like I said, who thought they weren't going to get touched, this goes beyond when they voted and everybody found out that you voted and you didn't get invited to the Thanksgiving dinner. All right, you can't come home for the holidays or whatever. We ain't texting you no more. We took you out the group chat. This is more than that. Now people are being affected, and he hasn't even been in office for 5 seconds. It's tough to watch.
Fascism doesn't have an off
So
switch.
fucking
That's the
overwhelming.
fucked up thing. There's not like a point where it's just gonna stop.
Yeah, I do have
just-
Rebecca's video queued up too. Sorry, go ahead, Ariana.
No, it's fine. I did a video on this today on my Instagram, but a lot of what Trump and Elon are doing is very much straight out of Germany's AfD party manifesto playbook. I actually think that Project 2025 was inspired by that or collaborated with it. But a lot of this, and also I just want to say another thing. The Holocaust started with mass deportations. I don't want to get into conspiracy woo-woo land, but if you're looking at private prison stocks, they have been skyrocketing since Donald Trump's inauguration. You put two and two together, you're doing these mass deportation, you're doing these mass raids, you're taking in people, according to CBS, who are also documented people. You're just assuming, apparently, reportedly, that they're, undocumented and you're taking them in. But also, it's like, what are they going to have to end up doing with all of these people? Well, they're going to have to put them in a detention center and process them until they get, deported back to whatever country they came from. So it begs the question of like, the Holocaust started with mass deportation. The mass deportation turned into mass detention. And then we know what happened after that. We're going through that path. And I'm not saying that what happened in the Holocaust is going to happen here, but like we're following that same path. And a lot of people just thought this was fun and games. You know what I mean? Like, you fucked around, you're about to find out, but we're all about to find out together, which is the more fucked up part about it,
Well, another thing that happened early on in the Holocaust was that, Dr. Hirschfield's research on sex and gender, that was all burned. Nazis came for LGBT.
Yeah, that was the first mass
people.
book burning.
Yeah, mass book burnings.
Right,
Yeah.
and what does Trump do on day one? He has this massive anti-trans executive order, making it so that way on your passport you can only be male or female. There's no option now for non-binary. If you have your passport and you select a non-binary gender, like that's a 10-year document, so hopefully you'll be good. But I think that they're trying to do something to delegitimize those two. If you go to the Democracy Now! YouTube channel, Chase Strangio, he's an ACLU lawyer, kind of talks about ways that they're doing this. So they're just like trying to erase trans people. This will restrict the way that they're able to travel. Non-binary people now just are invisibilized, don't have an option on federal paperwork. It's genuinely fucked up. And also discrimination will increase, as Blakely was saying, that they were automatically getting misgendered on TikTok and attacked by transphobes. It's like, it's not just like the policy, it's the culture too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zuckerberg did that when he was making his announcement, right? Like, why did you specifically have to remove like trans themes, fonts, emotes, stuff like that, and then talk about how like we need more masculine energy and nothing more like masculine and secure than taking tampons out of men's bathrooms? Definitely sounds like you're secure in your masculinity, sir. Like, I'm a real man, and oh god, tampons, they're here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, a lot of the harassment, the anti-trans harassment that I'm getting in particular right now is a lot of celebratory harassment.
That's fucked.
Like it's a lot of
because they're not
that.
happy.
Get back in the kitchen, bitch.
I mean, it's first. Some of them feel emboldened. That's part of it, obviously, because they won, so they feel like it's their prerogative now, and nothing's going to stop them, and there'll be no sort of retribution or response to what they do. But also, I think there is a significant number of these people who are just very unhappy people with like this is how they deflect that rage and hatred they feel for themselves. I mean, listen, it's one thing to like the example that I used earlier today when I was on the Majority Report, we were talking about that video of that that woman who went viral, where she was crying when her immigration interview, she was doing the legal process, got canceled the day Trump was inaugurated. And, you know, she had waited for this appointment, and she was doing it the legal way, the process that they say that they should be going through. And they canceled this appointment on her, and she was crying. And, you know, I think if you're someone who has right-wing views on immigration, I think, you know, maybe years and years and years ago, you'd have seen that video and been like, at the very least, you know, we got to do this though. I feel, you know, my heart goes out for that woman, or I feel for that woman, but we need to do this for the good of our country. Like, that would have been the response. But fast forward to today, and what did you see? Like, the libs of TikTok woman, Chaya Raichik, she saw that video and she responded with crying, laughing emojis at a completely innocent woman crying at the border after her appointment got canceled. I mean,
to be fair though, Chaya Raichik in particular is a demon. So
I mean, she's just a deeply unhappy person.
Demon.
She's a third. She's a
stochastic terrorist.
Yeah, I mean, she's a 30-something-year-old
Jan 6er too. She's an insurrectionist.
Ultra conservative Jewish woman who, last I read, her engagement got canceled.
Yeah, her fiance left her because she was too right wing.
Like, this is a deeply unhappy woman.
I didn't know that.
So is she unhappy because she's in her 30s? What you gotta do? I'm in my 30s. Don't play with it.
No,
don't play with it.
No, I don't care when. I don't care when or if you even want children. But as an ultra orthodox Jewish woman, 30 is you should have had like 10 kids by now. I mean, you should be getting ready for the next 10. I mean, it's just how it is. This is a deeply unhappy person who's also not too bright. We saw what happened when Taylor Lorenz met with her and asked her questions on the spot, real time, hour-long conversation they had. This is a deeply unhappy, extremely stupid woman who is using who stumbled upon this success based solely on her hatred. She has no witty comments. She doesn't have any analysis. Like, I've said it time and time again. I don't agree with a lot of right-wing influencers. I dislike them. I think they're horrible people. But I get why some of them got very popular. I get what their appeal is. They have some sort of talent, whether it be broadcasting talent like Alex Jones, who's very entertaining, or whether they have a specific interesting or unique right-wing analysis.
I don't like Mariana, but compare him to Chaya Raichik or okay, like Matt Walsh, Chaya Raichik, two of the most boring human beings to ever walk the planet. That's why they're so fucking like, they're the worst, because they have to be. They have to be extra cruel, because otherwise no one would pay attention to them. You would fall asleep listening to either of them talk.
I actually think it is important to point out how uninteresting and like Chaya Raichik, you want to die when you're listening to her. She has the personality of chipped paint. No negative charisma. So
there's nothing there. There's nothing there. She screenshots stuff and posts it and doesn't even leave anything additionally that adds to
just says groomer. That's it. Hey, look at this. Groomer. That's it. That's the extent of her contribution to society.
Totally. Completely, and like you said, same with Matt Walsh. Those people have negative charisma. Only making a career based off of how disgusting and harassing and hateful and bigoted they can be.
Gotta be more.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that they have talents. You know what I mean? I mean, like, here's the thing.
Some of them.
No,
Alex Jones has talent.
Alex Jones. Okay, hold. You're tripping.
Oh, he's still got talent. Come on, he's got so many conspiracy theories. You love him.
Okay.
You love to
how do you think he got? How do you think he got clicks from Sandy Hook? Because he pulled a bunch of shit out of his ass. And he was like, "Oh, the media conspiracy." Like, he pulls conspiracies out of his ass like it's nothing.
He's a good broadcaster.
Are you serious?
He's a horrifyingly bad human.
If he went
he's
into
a bad
any
human,
other
but he's
line
an
of work,
entertainer. Same with Trump. Trump's one of the worst human beings on the planet, but he's funny.
Pro wrestling commentator. Yeah. He would have found something because he has a talent to speak. He just does. It's the I can't.
Same with
I'm
Ye.
not giving him credit.
He's a bad person, but he's funny.
No,
you know?
I will not step down on. No, we can agree to disagree. I'm not gonna sit here and say Alex Jones has talent. Y'all are tripping.
No, but I hear what and I don't. In my you know, in my circle, nobody listens to Alex Jones. No, it's not a thing. But I do know, especially from back in the days, that would be considered, Alex Jones at that time would definitely be considered somebody who had that broadcast ability. I know that he added all them lies to get to where he got to be. But outside of that, he knows about broadcasting. He knows the ins and outs about it. So that
people
would,
listen
you
to
know,
him, kept
so
them out of your life.
he know,
Rebecca.
yeah, and yeah, no, they gotta go. But the same thing with like Joe Rogan and all those people, like other people who came down the line, like during Donald Trump's presidency, all they had to do was be pro-Trump. They could say anything lies, and that's what made them, especially in the time of social media. Back then, you had to have some kind of appeal. Like they knew at broadcasting, they knew it. Even they just know the technique, and a lot of people wanted to hear something like that, and they got it from him. Whatever he was saying, evil stuff, spewing out lies, that was enough for them in just the way that he knew how to do the craft. Nowadays, you could just get on, be just all out ugly as far as like, you know, what you pour out there. No talent, no anything, but people will consider that because what trends right now, what works right now is to be hateful and divisive and to spew out misinformation and lies. That is just enough to get people to watch your content, no matter how good it is, no matter how crafty you are or whatever. But people like those old hags like Alex Jones and them, even though that man has done the worst of the worst, but that's especially back in his time.
Ariana,
that
what about Joe Rogan?
entertainment
That's another
factor.
good example, because like I hate him. I hate listening to him. I don't like him, but like I can understand why people find it appealing to listen to a 3-hour conversation where he's interviewing a big celebrity or something.
Where did Joe
right?
Rogan
But
come
I don't
from?
get that appeal too.
Where
News
did he
radio.
come from? No, before
News-
that.
Before News Radio?
Joe Rogan?
It was News Radio, Fear Factor,
He's a
UFC, then
No, but
podcasting.
didn't he get his popularity from UFC?
I would say that's probably
was
where
ab-
he got, but that
That
came
was
out
But
actually
even
later
there,
than
that's a
UFC.
form of entertainment. He knew how to
So-
work it there.
Yeah.
He
Right,
is an
but
entertainer.
UFC is so different than a podcast. Like I think Joe Rogan went into podcasting when he already have enough clout to become successful. I don't think he has any special skills. I think he sits there and he talks. And mind you, I have listened to him because my ex-boyfriend used to love to listen to him on car rides.
Oh no,
So,
red flag.
you know,
red
That's
flag.
why he
So,
calls
no,
it
this was before.
that
This was
hey.
before 2020. This was way before 2020. This was before 2020 because he took a downfall in 2020. But no, I feel like it's kind of like, listen, I think Hassan has worked so hard to get to the place he's at, and I do think he's very talented, but he also started off at TYT. Like there are some people that get a jump start before they go into what they're doing now, and that's what really sets them up. And I think Joe Rogan is one of those people.
Fear Factor
Right.
was where he got
No, that
he
definitely
verbally as a broadcaster.
Oh no,
Fear
News
Factor
Radio
as a
before all
host.
of
He knows
this.
how to get
News-
on the
News
mic
Radio.
and he knows how to
News Radio.
capture
Yeah.
attention.
I agree that
No,
there.
right. No,
they
Lance, I know what you're saying.
definitely-
News radio and his comedy career got him to the UFC, obviously, because it gave him.
No,
the
that got
showbiz
him to Fear
background.
Factor, which then got him to
But
UFC.
yeah, it's Fear Factor, right?
But
it all was the umbrella.
But UFC is what made. He wouldn't have had a huge podcast if he was just the Fear Factor guy without UFC.
No, and I agree. He was one of the first early adopters of podcasting, which gave him a huge leg up. But he had a rotating circle of other
Well, I
comedians
mean-
and sports people that made him instantly like addictive. That kind of shit. That's how he like got viral fame.
I mean, but if you look, like,
Yeah, it
look,
was
at,
given.
look at like Mark Maron, for example, though, who had one of the first and biggest like major podcasts with WTF. And like he still has it and it's still very popular, but in terms of like it being like a discussion in the mainstream compared to Joe Rogan, it's completely like there was a time where Mark Maron had Obama on when Obama was president. I mean, it was a big deal. But you look at the popularity of either of them in the mainstream, and as much as I like Maron, he's not Joe Rogan in terms of how big they got. I think Rogan.
But he didn't go
has
down a whole transphobic. I'm going to appeal to the right wing turn.
But
too.
that's not what
Like-
made Rogan big. Rogan got big.
Oh no,
on
I'm not
his
saying
own,
that. No.
And then he injected the politics in once he was already super big. He didn't get big because of politics. Joe Rogan has a talent to just talk. He's not. I don't think he's a good broadcaster. But if you listen to a podcast of his, like, there's not many people you could listen drone on like he can. Like he doesn't say anything insightful,
Yeah.
but he's able to get his guests to say things. You know, I think that takes talent, obviously. Again, this is not giving props to the guy. I'm just explaining how they got so big.
Yeah, you're separating.
Like,
You're
you can
separating
explain a lot
the
of how
ability
these
to
guys
be a
got big.
performer versus someone's politics. Like, there's
But
a lot of
especially
talented actors
conservatives,
who are
though.
Joe
horrifying
Rogan's a horrible
political human
comedian.
beings.
He's not
Yes.
funny at all. He's probably the least funny
Yeah,
comedian
stand-up
I've ever
is
come across.
unwatchable.
Okay, do you think
Yeah,
Tucker
stand-up is so bad.
Carlson is talented?
Garbage.
Yes.
Who?
Garbage.
Garbage.
Yes.
But he still brings
Yeah,
on
Who?
Tucker Carlson.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tucker
I don't
Carlson
agree. The
is
principle
talented.
applies there.
Garbage man, but he does bring that,
been in
especially
br-
because
yeah,
he
he's
acts
been in
like he's
broadcasting so
that,
long.
that great reporter, right? He has that in
Piers
his
Morgan.
background. He has that in the tuck. So when he presents, especially conservatives want to see somebody who they feel like is giving them actual news, even though the man ain't giving, and it ain't nothing, but because they feel like they're watching somebody who is giving news, and he comes from a news background that's entertaining for them enough, that has some kind of
He's good at
leverage
propaganda.
yes, and
A
he's
good
good at that.
confused face.
If you think
I
about
think
Tucker
that
Carlson's
Tucker
crazy
Carlson
things,
is
like-
not only talented, I think he is. And in fact, that's one of the things I think made him so dangerous on Fox. But also, I think that like to separate talent and like understand why they're right wing, because yes, you don't think they are, but you're not a right winger. He's not trying to appeal to you. He's trying to appeal to
You're a good person, Ariana.
yeah, there's like
You have a
there's
soul.
a specific group of people that people like that are trying to appeal to. And so at least for me, I like to try to learn from them and watch what they're doing and see what it is that is appealing to those people. Tucker Carlson is definitely one of those people. They've got their dry paint like Chai Rai Chick and Matt Walsh who don't have any talent. And I hear you that a lot of these people did have a huge leg up. Half the people we just talked about's family were like in the CIA. But I do think that
Carson's rich.
I do think that it's good to, especially when we're doing media critique and stuff, to acknowledge and or at least try to understand like what is it about these people like Joe Rogan or people like Tucker Carlson or even insane people like Russell Brand that makes them appealing to a certain subset of people, especially men.
I actually think that Matt Walsh does have he's not the most talented of these guys, but I think he's
Ben, you're profoundly wrong.
Yeah, no, not Matt Walsh.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at making making conservatives think that he is an intellectual. Because he's not.
Well, the bar's really low there.
That's not a talent.
I mean, that's a talent. I mean, it's the same way that, we were talking about Tucker Carlson's good at
Dargan just
selling
needed
his
a British
propaganda.
accent. That was the barrier of entry.
let
If
me
he
give
had a
an
British
example of
accent, people were
another-
like, "Oh, this guy's smart."
My thing is,
You're like,
my only
let me give
thing
you
is,
an
can I
example
just
of
say
another
something real quick?
conservative.
Can I just say something really quick? I
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
think when we're talking about these Republican commentators, we absolutely need to talk about how they're all Nepo babies, because a lot of people
for sure.
could be way better
Yeah.
than them, but
No,
they
this
don't
is
have that
fact.
opportunity because they're not Nepo, they don't come from billions of dollars. And so when I
Tucker
look
Carlson,
at
Swanson
even
family.
Hassan, Hassan, like I'm gonna say about all of them, I just think that
Anderson
on a
Cooper,
meritocracy.
and he ain't even
all of
conservative.
it, yeah, Anderson Cooper is a Nepo baby. Like all of, I would say at least like 90% of these very popular commentators are white and they come from like Nepo baby to the max. And I think if more people of color had that access, those shows would be nothing because we have a lot of talent. We just don't have the access or the money. So I just wanted to put that out there. Matt, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, to give it another example of a conservative influencer who has zero talent, because we're discussing people who they have to be good at something to get where they are. Benny Johnson is someone who's got zero talent. He couldn't even get through BuzzFeed without plagiarizing.
He's a theater kid.
His entire popularity
Cruz
is
is
him
easiest.
geeking
He's
out
so
about
gay.
news as if he's someone who's
He's so
50
gay.
years older than him.
He's
He has
so gay.
boomer energy at the age of 32 or whatever he is.
He appeals to
He's younger
closeted
than me.
Republicans.
He
He gives
can't
closeted
talk.
Republicans a pass to feel secure in their straightness. That's what it is. They're like, well, he's gotten married and has 2 kids with a wife and has heterosexual sex in the missionary position. I can too. So I'll watch Benny Johnson today. That's, I think, what his appeal is.
Yeah.
Benny Johnson's got nothing. I don't get how
He would have been my idol at
entire
17.
we didn't
I could be
mention,
straight too.
You know who isn't good though?
Michael
but it's
Knowles
very
is another guy with nothing to offer.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh, yeah.
Did we mention Ben Shapiro? Did we say Ben
No.
Shapiro?
I think Ben Shapiro's got he could talk fast, and that helps him.
He talk that. His voice is garbage, but he
Ben Shapiro is the political commentary equivalent of Twista. He could spit fast, but he has no substance.
no,
Please,
like
not guarding because Ariana was earlier.
I love Twista.
And I'm like, Piers Morgan is not one of those people that I think is talented. The advantage that Piers Morgan has cultivated is that he's created the show that includes politics and this insane amount of drama, and that's why he
It's
gets
the
watched.
Jerry Springer effect.
Yeah, nobody's watching.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
nobody is
Now we all
watching.
agree.
Nobody is watching Piers Morgan because they think he's a talented broadcaster.
No, before
watching Piers
Blake,
Morgan 'cause he's the only one right now who's
Pierce
smart
Morgan
enough
was
to get to see who hate each other on
recognized as
He's
that.
an
humiliation
Before
fetish. I
Piers
wanna see
Morgan was
him embarrassed.
recognized as that, when I was in journalism school, we looked up to Piers Morgan. We looked up to
Really?
those people that we saw on CNN because CNN was the
He was
opposite of
pretty
Fox. but
established.
we did because it was literally the people that we saw on TV, and because he was British. They love to sprinkle in somebody who got a little accent on the show, and that's
Hate
their but then when he flipped and started adding that entertainment value, like the Jerry Springer in it, the drama, and then going straight up F
Racist.
black folks and race, yes, all of that. That's when people started saying, and on the conservative side, you know what, I could mess with him. We've seen a lot of our favorites who were very conservative and how, even though they were leaning left or leaning right, that's how it used to be. And then now we see that a lot of those people now are adapting the new way where you can say whatever you want. You can lean real right and get a check for it. Or you can have a space on mainstream media as a lefty and be really great. Rachel Maddow, that kind of thing. You don't see a lot of black people in those spaces, and if they are, it's very, very few. Brown people in those spaces, and if they are, they're very, very few. I remember when CNN did a clean sweep to have the best black person on their channel. You know, Roland was gone. Right. Shout out to Roland. Roland was gone. They took away old boy with the scandal on ABC with the white lady. He was there with Don Lemon, and they kept Don Lemon. I remember when the host it took for what's her name on who is now on there, Ashley Phillips. Is that her name? Ashley Phillips? But it took
Abby
for
Phillips.
Abby Phillips to go through some drama and be literally talked to crazy on CNN for them to bump her up to prime TV. So it sucks, but seeing right now that they, like Ariana, to your point, I think there are amazing people who are doing the job, who, if this was 10, 15 years ago, before digital journalism, before digital media, before people started doing their podcasts and all those things on politics, they would never get an opportunity. They would work 6 jobs writing, like me in at a news station, writing for some old man named Art over there at WCTV in Tallahassee, who did not do a damn thing. An old man who didn't do nothing, was real racist. And I was doing the work for him. You would never get an opportunity. They would say that it would take you a long time before you were in front of the television or on a news desk.
Yeah,
thank
Rebecca,
God
you ragging on that old man.
I am. Wherever he at, he was old shit. Wherever he at. But no, just saying, like it. So, but when you are doing the right thing, it can only be really one of you who is doing it in the space. It can't be too much of you, especially if you are a black or brown creator. It can't be too many of you. They're not going to support all of you. And then if you're in any type of marginalized group, they don't even want to F with you. But if you are conservative, right? If you are conservative and you just get online and start talking against your own group of people, just know you're going to get a coin. I've never, like, even on TikTok, when TikTok just came back, I'm not a TikToker, but I know you are, Ariana. I don't know how it's affecting you right now since it's been back, but I know a lot of people's stuff that has been monetized over the years, from them talking about politics or marginalized issues, are now being flagged. They're now being flagged and taken down ever since Donald Trump saved it, even though he is the reason why the problem was in place anyway. The ban was in place anyway. But I see that the conservative view, the messy conservative view, the one that is pushing hate and divisiveness, is going to be the one that we see more of. We see that they're already adjusting how we put out our news or put out our information so that we can fight misinformation. They don't want that. So this is what we're going to see is more of these conservatives platformed, and anybody who's talking pro-Trump things that used to get one view, we'll start to see them actually grow. And that is the problem. And they have a hint of entertainment. They could be in a bra and panties. They could be that lady that was in the kitchen that said the word nigga, right? The white lady. And then, she wanted to try to go conservative.
That was so ridiculous. She got famous overnight.
No, we haven't heard from her since because they said they didn't want her. Remember, because they said her babies kind of look like a little black, right?
It's because white supremacists became her audience, and they started like investigating her, and then realized that she had done the dreaded race mixing thing, and then all of a sudden they're like, "You're a traitor to the white race," and all this.
She was sticking up for the LGBTQ in one of her previous years ago posts on Twitter. They found that they was like, "Oh hell no, she ain't no real, she ain't real gritty with it. She's not a real conservative." So here's what I'm saying, like that's what we're gonna see more of. And I do agree with you. I think they're amazing, like all of you guys here, amazing people in this space, but it takes us a little longer and a little harder to get that. We're not Nepo people, or I am literally trained to be a journalist. And thank God I was working in journalism, but I know that I was getting paid the least, right? To do the work. And so even going independent, you got to be willing to take nothing you got to really want to do this with your heart. My favorite people who are supposed to be left leaning, I worked with them. And these are people who are really big in politics, huge in politics. And I really saw that they didn't have a heart for it and what they were doing behind the scenes. It troubles me because, when you are doing it for a coin, which we are, because we need to live. Now, let's put that out there. We need to live, but we are doing this because we are affected by this. We are part of these communities. So we advocate for this for real. So when we do this work, that ain't enough. So we got to get a little gritty and nasty with it. I remember working in this one place, and I had to tell them, me and Ben, I don't want to focus on how Trump wipes his ass today. I really don't. When he just signed a policy that's going to affect the Black community, I want to focus more on that. When he just signed a policy that's going to be affecting the LGBTQIA plus community, I want to focus on that. The immigrants, I want to focus on that. Women in healthcare, I want to focus on that. Them people told me, no, we need to focus on him picking his boogers at that meeting or something like that, and that's what was really, that would get us 1 million views. That would get us the most views. When we got serious and we're talking about things that people needed to know to get them prepared. And we've been doing this a long time. People ain't want to listen to us. And we started doing that. That's when the censoring came, the meetings came, they told us don't talk like that. And I'm like, I thought we were supposed to be helping in this sense. And that's why I went, me and Ben pretty much went independent in that way. But that's what wins, the divisiveness, talking about nothing. If we focus on every little BS thing that Donald Trump does, we're going to miss the actual issues. That's what I was saying the other day. I was like, y'all so focused on Donald Trump, what his wife wore or what was said, where he said here and there. Do you know that he signed laws or he was signing executive orders that may affect you in some kind of way? Do you know what those orders are? They're literally on the internet, a simple Google search. Ask your chat GPT if you too lazy to find out. It's out there. Your favorite creators probably have talked about it. Watch it. And so that's, but that's up to the people. I'm tired of telling people what to do. We done try to tell y'all since 2016. I'm just gonna do my job and go. Okay, I'm just gonna come here to say what I need to say, talk about what I need to talk about, and go. Because I'm tired. I'm tired.
We're all tired. Yeah, this has been an exhausting week. I just want to clear the air really quick because I saw some of you in the comments. I love Twista. Okay, I was just making a point. Okay,
hell yeah!
I love
his ass out. That was a terrible call by Mike. Roast him for that shit.
Slow jams. I fucking love Twista. Don't you dare come at me, okay? Because I bet I'm a bigger simp than you. I bet I have more playtime than I could prove it. Okay, so don't you dare assume. And by the way, I did a video on Ethel Cain, and I made like a joke sarcastically, and somebody's like, "How dare you criticize Ethel Cain?" And I'm like, "Are you accusing me of coming after Mother? Excuse me?" So you have to understand, it's just a point. I'm just being sarcastic. Okay, they've uncanceled me. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You get canceled every episode. It's crazy.
That's
literally
true.
that was more controversial than me saying "fuck his family." God damn! I didn't know you all loved Twisted. That I almost said Hitler.
Oh God! Oh,
Hitler.
Don't Twister. No, let's be clear. Twister, you got nothing to love your talent. You are talented. Can't nobody rap like you. I don't think anybody can rap
Absolutely.
fast. I
know
think
you're
that
watching.
you do have like we love your music.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just Mike, just be talking. That's all. Don't even.
Yeah.
Twister, you are loved here. Okay.
Twista is absolutely loved. The point I was making was that like I love Twista, but like there's different like I listen to Twista when I want to dance, when I'm in like an uppity mood. When I want to think, I'll listen to Kendrick Lamar or Tupac. Like there's just different like it depends on the mood, right? But I love Twista. Don't you dare accuse me of not liking Twista. That's defamation. All right, I'll get litigious.
Just wait. Before we move on from the subject, Ariana, can I ask one more question? Who else is a nepo baby? I knew about the problem with there being too many white people, but more importantly, too many men. But like, I didn't know that everyone was a nepo baby. Do you have other names, like in the list?
Like Anderson Cooper, Tucker Carlson is a nepo baby. Although his mom married into the Swanson family, he wasn't originally nepo. And then obviously Joe Rogan. I believe Jesse Waters too. Like a lot of these people are very much so
all of them.
nepo. Yeah, I would say like I said, 90% because I really wanted to be like when I was going to university, I was like, how do I become a very well-known, reporter? Because I have a journalism degree. That's what I wanted to do, and I did so much research, and I was like, I want to say one of the self-made people that I saw was Oprah. She's self-made, from my understanding, and all the research.
Her struggle was real.
Her struggle was real. She's really about it. And I know that Jerry Springer started kind of on his own, but then he kind of like derailed into this whole world of like, clickbait and shit. But yeah, most of them, I would say 90% of them. I don't have like names exactly off the top of my head, but especially like Ben Shapiro, nepo.
Most of them, I don't disagree with that at all. I think most of them are just like most actors, most musicians, most rich people are nepo babies and people in the media. I think that all I was saying was that I don't think that those things to me can exist at the same time. They're all nepo babies, but also some of them do have talent. I agree though that they are all nepo babies, just like, and the same thing with like the media, what we were talking about with the right. You don't have to be talented to be a major moneymaker on the right, because the right is awash in money. On the left, you actually have to like really fight to even get anywhere, because we are not awash in dark money and dark billionaire money the way, by virtue of the fact that somebody is really on the left, then you're advocating for things like taking on the billionaire class, doing a segment like Mike started with that guy making that comic, which no right winger is going to be like, yeah, let's have them on. Definitely abolish billionaires.
Right.
True.
No, seriously. No,
they
but
fund them.
No, I wish and give us the money. Like fund our stuff. I know like I said, the people that they give the money to, y'all favorites, I don't want to name no names, but y'all favorites that's in the left side of things, the progressive side of things, the ones that want to be Martin Luther King so bad, working alongside them and knowing that they have the same strategy, because they get funded so much because people for some reason on the left believe that there can only be one of those people. So they will drop their money into this person, and then this person will say, I want you on my show. I want you on this, or I want you on that. And then you'll be working with them thinking this is all good and great, raising some money, and then realizing this ain't even like, it's all greed. It's all, they're not doing this.
Sounds like they're capitalists who want to exploit you.
Absolutely. It's been
or
done.
You're talented.
It's been done. It's been done. And so that's why I am very careful where I place myself. Last year I decided that I wasn't going to go on a lot of different platforms, even though I'm now by myself, doing it by myself. I said I wasn't going to go on a lot of different platforms because I don't want to do it anymore. You guys want me here for my talent or whatever. I know you're paying X, Y, and Z, this person, but for me, like, you just want my talent, and no, because I know how y'all get down. And if I don't get down how y'all get down, if I know that what you guys do behind the scenes are unacceptable, then I may not put your business out there, but I'm not going to attach myself to you. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. So with that being said, I do want to take a quick break to go to today's sponsor. So if you are struggling to keep your finances in check, you can go to goldmansachs.com/leftistmafia and get 20% off of a gold membership card. That's goldmansachs.com/leftistmafia. Today's sponsor. Thank you so
Brought
much.
to you by Polymarket
I thought you were
Studios.
going to say a gold bar.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that really? No,
Yeah, I was
is
like,
that
you know,
really a
Goldman
sponsor?
Sachs isn't literally
We really
in
got
the
a
gold
sponsor?
industry.
I don't know what they even offer. I'm like, wait, I should have said something else like Wells Fargo or some shit. I don't fucking know. I
They
decided
don't literally sell gold. It's an
I should have said
investment firm.
Polymarket.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
thought you
That
were
was
gonna say
adorable.
Polymarket.
That was adorable.
Mike, did you ever get that
Get
video?
your gold
Look, I'm
at
like,
Goldman Sachs.
did you ever get that video? Did the
We
video
sell
ever come
gold.
up?
Yes. Yeah, I do have it up if you wanted to watch it.
Y'all can see it. Just see what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, if
Yeah,
you
because
know
I haven't
Tubi,
seen this yet.
this is to me. This is what I said. It's giving 100% Tubi. Okay. And I'm Haitian, so I know what that looks like. So let's take a look at this.
I love Tubi. It's
Going back to Haiti. One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Yo, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities,
I'm not going back to Haiti.
one of those threats is this
It
illegal.
continues. So this is again
Yeah,
an exclusive raid from an exclusive raid, like breaking news on Fox that happened to hit this morning, where he did a ride along. The reporter did a ride along for this Boston raid, and it happened to be one immigrant from each group, and then the black one, which is like a wow, what an introduction. Like what an introduction to this package, right? Where the Haitian immigrant is looking directly at the camera. And ICE don't play no games, trust me. I know. Looking directly at the camera, they literally they tussle with him just enough for him to look straight at the camera. I am from a city right now that has a lot of people who we call T-Bidens, little Bidens, people who came on the Biden program. And they live a lot of where my mom's house is in the whole area, that whole area. And not one of them speak highly of Biden. They just know the program that they came off of. They don't know Biden's policies. They don't know, oh, I love Biden. I love Obama. It's none of that. So they would never say that. And then
it feels very contrived.
I'm never going back to Haiti, man. If you know, Haitians have one of the most different accents of the Caribbean. We don't have the same accents as a lot of the other people. So when they speak English, it's different. So if he was from Haiti, he wasn't part of the new. We called the other ones TPS, and before that, we called them. We had a name for every group of people that came under whoever. And so this ain't. And if he had all those charges that they said in the beginning. Why is he in the streets? Who let him go? For what reason and for why? And so this is how I know this is. And why didn't y'all blur his face? Why?
That is interesting.
Everybody else is blurred and walking. And I've never seen ICE detain somebody who's part of a gang so relaxed like that. They're always trying to be excessive and, show how macho they are. And, they really want to show that. We've seen how ICE can be. I've seen them in action, and I know that they're not like that. So this right here was so coordinated, in my opinion, just like Donald Trump's alleged attempt of assassination. Y'all can fight me on that every day. I done told y'all.
I agree with you on this conspiracy, but not the assassination one.
That's okay, because you ain't got to. But that's all me.
Yeah, this one I'd also go more down than the assassination.
This one feels very suspicious, and it's Fox News also, so it's not like Fox News has this principle to remain. Right. If this was like AP, I'd be like, okay, you know what? I question, everything and whatnot. We all do our due diligence and try to be as media literate as we can be. But like, since it's Fox News, it's like, I'm putting on this info hat. Doesn't seems off about that. It's very
Something
weird.
is so off about it because the person who also, because we already know that the fear mongering around immigrants and especially they're attacking Haitians, we know right there with our now Vice President JD Vance, with the Haitians that came and grew a city in his state, like I said, a dying city, Springfield, Ohio. The fear mongering that he put there, saying that the people were eating the cats and eating the dogs. We know that happened. He's the one that reposted that video as well. We know how they view anybody who is other when it comes to, it's we're gonna see. So I'm telling you, because of this, we saw, because Donald Trump called it the Chinese flu, they was walking around punching anybody who was Asian in the face in the streets, right? We see how they treat Black folks for whatever the reason. We see how they treat Middle Eastern people or whoever they consider to be Middle Eastern. Immediately, the person is a terrorist or whatever the case may be. This country has a long time treated anybody who is an immigrant or who they look at to be an immigrant with disrespect. And now we're going to see an uptick in that. Absolutely. And blame Donald Trump, JD Vance, and what's to come. But the people who really sat there and voted for him, who have family members who probably, maybe on ISIS list right now. Y'all voted for Trump because you were anti-woman, because you were afraid that there will be laws that will make your son gay or your daughter. Like, that's what you were so worried about, that you didn't see what else was going on. Because no. Anyway,
I know people who voted for Donald Trump who also know undocumented immigrants. Like, fucked up. Like, how do you do that when you know people who will directly be affected? But as that commenter was pointing out, like, they blurred the faces, and my conspiracy is that it's because they don't want you to find those actors' IMDb pages. So I feel like I'm going down this rabbit hole. We're gonna disprove this.
I've already started. I'm looking it up right now because
that is so funny.
Yeah.
We're breaking this story right now. It's fake news.
Fake news, absolutely. The people that scream out fake news consume it so much and create it. And that's literally like, and then us who's trying to combat that online every day on the spaces that we thought were, like I said, safe. Next thing you know, the people that's running those pages, they're like, you know what? Let it all flow. Like, I don't care. Let's just go off with the fake news vibes here. We don't need to check. We don't need to combat misinformation. Just let it roll.
Yeah. I mean, Fox News is straight up like propaganda in its purest form. So it would not surprise me at all for them to stage something like that. It's not beyond them. They lied about the election being stolen in 2020. Dominion voting machines. It's why we found out about those text messages that led to Tucker Carlson being fired. So they are absolutely not above just straight up staging shit. So my conspiracy antennas are buzzing. That's what they look like. It's like a bug. But yeah. So is there anything else you want to get to before we do super chats?
No. I mean, there's so much, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Blakely.
Oh, you're fine. Because I gotta run soon, so I just want to restate my case before you guys get to the super chats. And first, thank you again, Mike, for having me on. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on such short notice too.
Oh, yeah, of course. And also, great to meet everybody. I just want to reiterate again that I am under assault by the censors over at YouTube, and I'm still waiting to hear back from them to restore my account. That is what I want them to do. I want them to restore my monetization on my account, which is just at I am Blakely on YouTube. And I also want them... they're not going to apologize, but I also want them to restore my video because my video didn't do anything wrong. And yeah, I've been waiting to hear back from them for 2 days as they said that they were continuing to look into it. So I don't really know what the answer is except for to continue to speak out against it and to continue to ask all my comrades in leftist media to continue to advocate for me until they reverse this injustice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw your video on it when Mike shared it with us, and I I hate that for you. I really do. And I don't, yeah, we need, because if they'll be on every creator on YouTube who does this type of work, we'll see more of them start or us start getting hits. And that's scary, but I hate that for you. And I hope that they do restore your stuff.
Yeah. So as I continue to talk about it, which I will, and continue to hopefully go on other shows to talk about it and put pressure on them. Yeah, if you guys could just continue to speak out for me and share my tweets or whatever whenever I continue to complain about it, because that's the only thing I know how to do is not shut up about it, because I feel like they just want me to go away, but I'm not going to go away.
No, be as loud as you possibly can. That is literally the only thing that anyone has found to have worked. Like I was telling Blakely in a DMs last night that like I just stayed silent for a month and was silently suffering because I'm like, it'll get sorted out. And then I like talked to Cabernacle, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, what do you do? Like, you need to sound the alarms and raise hell. Otherwise, they're not going to do anything. So I made a video about it. I, tweeted about it nonstop and tried to get as many other creators retweeted as possible. And that's when they finally took it seriously. So like, I'm optimistic that they are going to restore your monetization. They'll never apologize. They might not restore the video, but I think that they will restore your monetization. It's just a matter of like getting them to not be able to ignore you, essentially. So yeah, we're gonna be blasting it for you as much as we can, Blakely.
Yeah, and real quick, the only reason why I'm making such a big deal about wanting them to restore the video is because I really think it's dangerous to set a precedent that they think it's okay to call talking about Palestinian liberation terrorism. I don't think any of us should accept that.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so we're absolutely rooting for you for sure.
Yeah. So
lots of new subs too. People are saying that they're subbing to you. Everybody go sub to Blakely.
Oh yes, please do. My my hostage YouTube channel is just at I am Blakely also. And thank you again so much. And I'm gonna continue to talk about this until hopefully they fix it. And free Palestine from the river to the sea. Thank you, everybody. And I will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Yeah, take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
I know that there's super chats for. I'm sorry. What? You saying something, Ariana?
Yeah. Can we talk about Destiny real quick?
Destiny?
You mean Epstiny?
Epstiny.
Fill me in.
I'm completely out of the loop on this one.
So okay. I just want to say that me and Destiny, we have hated each other publicly for about 3 years now. So we have like on and off beef on Twitter every once in a while.
Who is Destiny, babe?
I hate him. He's a streamer. And so it recently comes out that he, I shouldn't be smiling at this because it's very devastating, but basically it came out that multiple allegations have come out that he filmed having intercourse with streamers and then spread them unconsensually, like to other people, and then they
recorded it without their consent as well. Secretly recorded them having sex and sent it to a third party, and that third party put it out there on the internet. Yeah, multiple crimes.
Who's the third party he sent it to? Nick Fuentes?
A 19-year-old girl, mind you, he's 36.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Yeah. And all of these girls, they were when this crime happened, they were all in or around the age of 19. They were all, aspiring up and coming streamers. So Jesus. He definitely Hassan worded it amazingly. He said it feels like a sex cult, and I feel like it was. Like he had a lot of orbiters around him that really would like bat for him and attack people if they came after him, no matter how abhorrent what he did was. And it turns out now we know why. Like they were all kind of wrapped in together.
This stuff was going back apparently 13 years. Like 13 years
13
ago,
years,
an accusation of leaking someone without their consent. And there's so many things that have happened along the way that no one's talked about. Just an entire network of people either protecting them or keeping it quiet or trying to pay off potential victims, stuff like that. Like it's
pay off their
legitimately
bills.
Bad.
Yeah, I have a full YouTube video about it coming out this week. But these streamers have also filed criminal criminal complaints to police, and they're going to go legally after him too. But
There's a civil lawsuit too.
Yeah, there's a civil lawsuit too that I'm
Damn.
assuming a lot of women are going to be on, because this has been the most like oldest allegation that I was able to find on Reddit was 13 years, like Lance said. So how many women were a part of this? Like, God knows.
Jeez. You see what I'm
13
talking about? What be
years.
happening in the background for y'all favorites? They don't be no good.
So he wasn't streaming that long, right? He was doing what was he doing before? 13 years is a long
genocide liberal.
Oh, he started out as a StarCraft 2 professional player, and then he basically started. He started just chatting politics on Twitch. He was doing it back when it was called Justin TV, and he really did make it like popular on the platform. Like for all the horrifying things that he's done, that's like just the reality of the history of like politics on Twitch. And he grew to a pretty big degree. Him and Hassan used to be like really close friends. They had a falling out. After the falling out, he just became worse and worse. And he's been aligning himself with Democrats, but hates both Republicans and leftists. He kind of hates them in equal measure. But you probably know him from the last year as one of the most and biggest streamers who's been an advocate for Israel and everything they've been doing. He's been debating every academic you can name from it's unreal.
I do know he's helping Ethan. Right, he's helping Ethan Klein with the Hassan content nuke as well, right? Or at least his
well, I don't think they're working directly together. I think that his subreddit was being used to basically mine clips and stuff, but I'm sure all of that is getting edited out now because that
Ethan delayed it
completely, shut down.
That's how I learned that there was I wasn't like privy on what was happening, but I saw that Ethan was delaying his video for a week because he doesn't
probably have to edit out all of your
that association now. I haven't had the tea, but that's interesting. That's really fucked up though. How many people are alleging this?
Three women have come forward. One of them is his ex-wife, who said that she had revenge porn shared without her consent. During the time when the two of us were like fighting each other a lot because of the whole I was battling Lauren Southern stuff, he apparently was having an affair with Lauren Southern in the background the whole time.
Lauren Southern?
Yes, the white supremacists. They were like,
he was having an affair.
Yes, there's leaked DMs of their relationship.
Does he have a thing for far right wingers, man or woman?
He's got a thing for Nazis, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. So? Do we know about the Nick Fuentes thing?
Yes, and the Fuentes thing. As much as I would love to be like, it's 100% confirmed that he sucked off a fucking Nazi. In the leaks, which is by the way revenge porn. In those leaks, apparently there's like pictures and videos of him sucking a dude off, but there's no confirmation that person is Nick Fuentes. That's as far as it goes. Yeah.
Well, he leaned into the whole Nick Fuentes controversy because he knew the latter would be much, much, much worse, which is young women alleging that he's filming them unconsensually.
He was trying to distract people by being like, I sucked off a Nazi? That's
literally what Hassan said, and I agree with him. I 100% agree with Hassan. That's what Hassan said. Hassan was like, this all makes sense why he leaned into the whole Nick Fuentes thing, because the latter is much worse. And I totally agree with Hassan. I think he's right on that one.
That's the first time I've ever heard of that play, but all right.
Wow. I don't even know how to process that.
That's messy as hell. I don't even know these people, but
you lean into sucking off a Nazi to potentially hide other alleged criminal. Like, my mind is trying to process that. Like, what the fuck? Oh, wow.
And what's crazy is that the Democrats, okay, so here's what's really weird about it. So he was apparently, interviewing people like Marianne Williamson for the next DNC chair. He's got very close ties with the DNC and the Democrats, and they work with him a lot, but they didn't give him a creator pass to the DNC. And he was really mad about that because he was like, he was damn near like crying on stream about it. He was like, I do all this work for them. They didn't, but it's because he's like this. He has his whole entire content is rage bait, clickbait, gotcha. Like, we all know that. But now I'm just like, I'm wondering if the Democrats are going to continue to work with him because these are
their New York event was canceled. They canceled it. There was two politicians going to it. The whole thing's been canceled.
Wait, what New York thing?
I can pull up the names of the politicians, but he was meeting with 2 politicians and they were going to do a canvassing event in New York.
He does a lot of
Canvassing
canvassing
for
with the
who?
Democrats, and he gets paid
Was it
a
Richie
lot of money to do
Torres?
it.
For what?
I don't think so.
What's
I'll
what's
pull it
going
up.
on
Give me a
right
sec.
now that he's the canvas for?
But it's just like so crazy to me because I was like, I don't know if the
Wow.
Democrats are going to keep working with it. And another thing, Destiny always has something to say. Always. I feel like anyone says anything, he's answering really quick, making videos about it, clipping it, gotcha, whatever. This man has been silent. Hasn't said a peep. He put out a statement and he was like,
that's not true. He's typing in his own chat, but he's been basically denying like any wrongdoing and saying that he's just a gooner and that ever since he started like ADHD medication, he doesn't even have sex drive anymore, and that like all this happened.
but I did
Like,
Your Honor, I
Oh,
plead,
publicly.
I'm just a gooner.
yeah.
no, publicly he hasn't said anything. He's actually taken a break in February.
Ben
When
Wickler and Martin O'Malley. If you wanted the names meant Binder, it was Martin O'Malley and Ben Wickler.
I don't know who they are.
Oh no!
Aren't they
not
running
Ben
against
Wickler.
each other?
Oh, no.
For the
He's
DNC
the
chair?
he's the lead candidate for progressives for the DNC chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Good
He's
thing
sussy. He was endorsed by Schumer, and now this.
But
Mm.
he's been around for a long time though.
Yeah, he has bona
progressive,
fides for sure.
It's not like I think he's legit. But it's a good thing he canceled this this thing. Why is he hanging out with Martin O'Malley though? We don't need Martin O'Malley.
Wouldn't you want to hang out with Martin O'Malley? I mean, if I had the chance to hang out with Martin O'Malley, that'd be a hoot. Like
O'Malley Mentum.
O'Malley Mentum. I was an O'Malley man back in 2016 before I was a Bernie bro. Huge fan of him. I'm obviously kidding.
Mike,
Where did you see that it was canceled?
The organizer of it live streamed yesterday, and he's also like someone who does shows with Destiny, saying that ever since the obvious horrifying news came out that he has canceled the event, and now he's no longer going to be making content with him. And yeah.
Who? Which streamer?
Jesus, you have to make me look this all up again. I don't know.
I know.
He's
fact checking it.
I need the name now.
Scrutinizing it.
What's his social security number?
Pesco. Don't know if that means anything to you.
Pesco? No, I don't know who that is.
Pisco. Yeah, Pisco, longtime friend, orbiter, and organizer. He said that they will no longer be doing the New York initiative.
How do you spell
It's
it?
going to
Pisco. Oh my god, I found the Destiny wiki. Oh my. Pisco, often referred to in DGG chat as Pisco, is the nemesis of rage poop. Oh my, I'd kill myself if I was.
This is not a real thing.
I don't even know the fuck
this is not a
words
real
are.
thing. It's the nemesis of rage poop.
What is this?
I feel like a boomer right
rage
now.
poop.
No, this
What
is
the
his,
fuck?
his
I'm
wiki.
such a
This
boomer.
is
I'm out
from
of the loop.
Destiny.gg, his website.
Oh, that's his website. Okay.
I don't know why you would just, you know. My God.
I hate it. I hate all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, can we do super chats? I got to take off early, so.
Oh yeah, we
I only have two too. So
We went
I don't know
way
if Rebecca
over.
wants to go or Ariana.
No, you only have two. Go ahead and I'll pop mine in. Y'all
All
know
right.
I'm going
Yeah,
to-
I'll go after Rebecca.
Alrighty, just give me one sec. Gotta open up the old streamer stream. Sorry, all my tabs crashed.
Likely story.
Shy Lurker Guy, thank you for the $13.99. Joe Rogan on the free speech in Canada a few weeks ago, maybe referring to Meta blocking news links in Canada due to the federal bill C-18 requiring Canadian news outlets to be paid for links. And just so anyone doesn't know or doesn't know about that, it doesn't seem to apply to Daily Wire people. They're still allowed to post the things they want. Soul Life, thank you for the $2.
Wait, what was that you said
you.
about daily? What was that? I missed that. What was that?
Apparently, you can still on Facebook in Canada post Daily Wire stuff and Daily Wire content, even though you're supposed to have all news links were blocked because of a federal bill that got passed.
Well,
and
that's
Facebook
because
said they had
Daily
to
Wire is
comply.
the news. There you go. Simple question, and I answered it for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. And then finally, thank you to Rhizome for the raid. Everyone say hi to Rhizome. Rhizome raided us while we were all talking. Appreciate that, Queen Mother of the Court. Thank you very much. And finally, thank you very much for the incredibly generous dono from Good Crypto Bro. Here's some money from my Trump coin. Please use it for good use. I sincerely appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. And yeah, that's it for me. Woke Crypto Bro is just spreading around the love.
Nice.
Yeah, just
Love
one
the
good
woke
crypto
crypto
bro, and
bros.
that's woke crypto bro who does
There's just
a
one.
Bitcoin with the pride flag. All right, I'm glad there's one good one.
Nice. Can I buy gay coin or bussy coin, or is that not a thing?
I guarantee pussy coin's a thing already.
Oh, probably. Why did I ask?
I'll look it up for you right now. Hold on.
I don't.
What's it at? What's it at, Binder? How's my pussy
Yeah,
coins doing?
just real quick. What's
How
that?
do you spell
What's
bussy?
It's pussy with a B.
BUSSY.
There's a few bussies. There's also a shibussy, which is a Shiba
It's a
Inu bussy.
Shiba Inu pussy
Oh,
coin.
what the fuck? What is wrong with
The world is a
people?
bad place. The world is
Ew,
a
Yeah.
that you guys even laughed at that. Like,
Uh,
just kidding.
I can't. People
Hey,
need
the
God.
Melania
We
coin
need to
is
go back
about
to
to pop
church.
off though.
Yeah.
I do like the Melania coin is the only thing that actually made the Trump coin like half in value. So well done, Melania. You're helping end corruption.
Taking
She's
half his
crushing
money
it.
even without leaving him.
I love you guys. I'm gonna take off. I gotta go.
Bye. Have a
Take
good
care,
one.
Lance.
Bye, everybody. And I'll.
Okay. I will try. I don't know if Rebecca or Ariana. I think you said Rebecca. You wanted to go first. I will
Yeah.
try to keep up as you read your chats.
Yep. I'm gonna read them as you put them up because I never know where to go get them. Like I'm like where I see them on my thing, but then they go away. But yeah, as you.
Well,
as
I
you
don't
wanna
know if these are yours or Ariana's.
Okay.
Unless you want to
Rebecca.
have.
Just go on your live stream. Sorry, Mike. Just go on your live stream and then just click there. Like look at the chat, and then there's the arrow that says top chat on the top left corner, and then just go. There's 3 options. Click fan funding, and then it'll all show up.
On YouTube or in this stream? Yeah. YouTube. Okay. So I'm in my chat and go where, baby?
And then click on the top chat.
Okay.
And then click fan funding.
I literally did not know about this, Ariana.
Really?
I
didn't know
swear to
that?
God. No.
I've told you about this.
Wait.
I know,
I'm
and
on-
I didn't find it. I never found it.
I've told you about this
I'm so-
multiple
I never
times.
found it either. Look,
I
I'm
never
on
knew where it was,
on my
though.
phone. Wait, I'm on my phone right now, and it says live chat. Top. Let me go.
Me and Rebecca are boomers. You have to forgive
It's giving
us.
that for sure.
I
And you
had
said
no idea.
It doesn't say anything about a top chat here. It says live chat, top messages.
Let me
Ground.
go on my phone and see what it looks like on my phone. Because I don't know what it looks like on my phone. I just have it pulled up on my computer.
Yeah, on mobile it's easy to find. It's just like above the chat. Or not on mobile, I'm sorry. On desktop it's easy to find.
Oh, on desktop? Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on desktop. It's super easy to find on desktop.
Okay, hold on. Look, now I am so boomer, which is probably just millennial to Ariana.
Yeah, it's not showing up on my phone.
She's a millennial. Remember we had this whole discussion. So
She's not. Don't even start. That girl. Do not piss her off.
Okay. I found it. You have to click on the setting, the little screwdriver on the top right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you click chat filter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put fan funding.
Love ya. Mean it.
Love ya.
Okay. So here we go. Found it. All right, let's go ahead. Thank you so much to Omega Star. for your super chat. Missing Futures, thank you for your super chat. Woke Crypto Bro as well. Said the same thing. I bought some Trump scam coin early and sold right away when it went up. My hope is that money was taken from Trump supporters who followed their dear leaders' instructions to hold it. So I'll take their money and redistribute it to y'all and other progressive causes. And I appreciate you for that, Woke Crypto Bro. I appreciate you. Zeitways. So 250 years USA will either be presented by Trump or Vance. I guess we somehow surpassed parity. Ciao. IPT fan 45. Thank you so much for your super chat. Bye. I keep wanting to say that in Creole, and there's probably Bay Photo, but I want to say Bye Photo, and that is not what it is. Probably Bay Photo. Saw that story you mentioned last. I saw they were creating conspiracies that this is Trump's enemies trying to make him look bad. That's how they cope. Which one was that? We talking about the immigrant one? Making him look bad? I don't remember. But whatever
My
that
brain
is.
too cooked to go back that far.
It's crazy. But thank you so much, Bay Photo. Super duper full. Thank you. Horrified by Trump's plans to deport 20 million people. It won't work. And as you said, the parallels to 1930s Germany, Austria are uncanny. Yes, Ariana, you definitely gave that. LA is burning now. Thank you so much, Prairie Fire. Always for the rotisserie money, the rotisserie chicken money. LA is burning now. San Diego, and Trump is talking about eliminating FEMA. Right? Some people ain't heard about that.
Right. Yeah.
It's still burning. And he wants to eliminate FEMA and has sent troops to the southern border for a fake crisis. Y'all. Thank God fascism is self-defeating. Get a rotisserie chicken on me. Thank you for that. And absolutely. FTW all day. I don't know. Maybe do you guys know what FTW is, or is that not
for
like
the win?
For the win.
Oh, okay, for the win. Wow. See, boomer-esque.
I'm a
Welcome
zoomer on that acronym.
Okay, welcome to Leftist Mafia, Blakely. Love you, Rebecca. Absolutely, I love Blakely being on. They were great. Even though I came late. Thank you, AK. Rebecca, love what you bring to Leftist Mafia. Also love your shirt. Thank you. Hey, Arnold's. I love it too. Right. For the wind all day, once again, ticket might be sensationalism in the title with strong, important messaging in the substance of the vid. Right. I've never been like, I might have a good title. That's a journalist in me. I don't like the sensation, like the way that they be. I'm like, the clickbaiting for the titles. It's great because people will click on your stuff, but I don't be having what they looking for when I have that clickbaity title or that witty title or whatever. I got to work on it.
It's got to be
Danny
real too.
Man,
Like it can be bullshit.
Yeah. Danny Man, hey Arnold, the greatest cartoon ever made. Thank you so much. Sova J, thank you for your super chat. Appreciate it. Archangel. See, here I go. My Haitianness. Love listening to your Like It or Not podcast. You with Ben is awesome. I love Ben, and he is not taking from TYT. Keep speaking out hard. You are an amazing member on the Leftist Mafia. Thank you so much. Tracy Eva. Thank you. Your support. I always see you, and I know you rocking with me. Thank you so much for your super chat. And that somebody did send me something on Cash App. I don't want to miss you. May, don't want to give the last name because I don't know if this is people's government. So May, thank you so much for your Cash App. I appreciate it. You guys gave a little bit today. Y'all wanted me to stay on and talk to y'all a little bit. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I will see you guys on next week. Love seeing you guys, and you guys have a good evening. Ariana, get to your super chats. See y'all, because I know Matt and Mike is gonna be here for another 5 hours.
Yeah,
I don't have it in
I've
me
had
today.
a long ass day.
Yeah, I don't have it in me
shout out
today.
to David.
Bye.
Shout out to David too. Bye, y'all. Send
Take
love
care,
to David.
Rebecca.
See ya. Bye.
Peace.
Okay, I'm gonna go through mine quick. Also crypto bro.
Mike, are you removing them from the
I did some of those. I didn't get all of them. I was trying to keep up.
All right, let's if you can, or I can do it. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'll try to keep up with it.
All right, that way it's just easier,
Yeah, for sure.
Crypto bro, I got a bone to pick with you because you didn't send me 100, but it's okay. I'll forgive you this time. All right. First person, Joseph D. I love Blakely. That's great. I didn't know who Blakely was until today, so thank you for bringing them on. Missing Future is $5. Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate you. Archangel, love having you on Leftist Mafia, Ariana. You having been giving great perspective from an Iranian. I subscribe to your channel and I will be checking out your videos. Don't let Bender bully you.
I'm not
won't.
bullying
Thank
nobody.
you.
What are you talking about? Who's
She holds her own.
Yeah, more like I bully him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Out of everyone on the show, the only person I've met in person in real life is Ariana.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the same for her, right? You didn't meet.
Wait,
you haven't met Lance, David, or
yeah, I haven't met anyone else. Did you know Not So Rooted, Matt?
Who?
Not So Rooted. She's like Destiny's co-host.
No, was she
I've
there?
never heard of her.
She was the main organizer of that event, and I didn't know she was That So Rooted until like
Oh, at the event you guys were at.
Yeah, until like
Oh,
the
wow.
end, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I would have never engaged in this if I knew it was her.
Oh, I remember. I remember her now. She was.
Did you all meet
I'm
her?
not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna. Connect her. She's not him.
No, she was very nice, but she was a part of the orbiters that would like talk shit to anyone that talked. She's added me before and talked mad shit, and I didn't know it was her, and she didn't know it was me, and I found out it was her until I found out at the end of the event, and I was like, oh, okay, good to know. But anyways, she was very nice to me. Okay, next person, Zateways. Do people know that Meta Messenger app apparently scanning all devices in every Wi-Fi it's connected to and other insane shit? I've heard of that, but I don't know how true it is. Like, I haven't read any. Have you guys read about that? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are talking about it. I haven't seen it though.
Talking about what? I'm sorry, I missed.
Meta Messenger app is apparently scanning all devices in every Wi-Fi it's connected to.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where did you see
I
that?
haven't heard about this.
I've seen it on like TikTok and stuff like that, but I haven't like seen any independent media talk about it.
Oh, interesting. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't know.
People gotta be careful of just listening to what they hear on, like, I hate to say it, Ariana, TikTok, and
no, I agree.
There's
anywhere.
a lot of people on TikTok who talk like they are like experts, and they literally just fucking like read something somewhere once with no like sourcing, and they just like wrote a script so they can deliver the news with like assurance, like they really know what they're talking about. I mean, it's anywhere, but I think TikTok is especially guilty of TikTokers are especially guilty of that.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a problem for sure. Thank you so much.
Nothing matters anymore, though. Truth doesn't matter anymore. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
I agree. Everyone's asking me if I'm on Red Note, and I'm like, bro, I'm not. I can't start over on another app. I'm sorry. Like, my brain is fried.
I tried to use it, and it's like I can't understand half the things.
I just can't.
I can't understand half the options that I have. I don't
Yeah.
want to click the wrong thing, you know? I
I
accidentally
was
gave it
using
my
it and I
location.
really enjoyed it.
I accidentally gave it my location for a second, and I almost posted that. I haven't given, like when you could add your location to like your posts. It did that on there because I couldn't understand what it was because it's in Chinese.
I'm crying. Al, thank you so much for the 5. I have seen a lot of liberal content creators blaming Palestinian supporters for Trump lately. Your leftist content is a breath of fresh air. I know. And it's really sad because Muslims have been voting in majority for Democrats for over 2 decades now. And we never got recognition. Now that we were holding a administration accountable, everyone wants to attack us. So it's great, going great here.
I hate when people do that shit.
Huh?
No, I hate when people do that shit. The election is over. Stop blaming voters. Just stop. Unless they voted for Trump, don't blame them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kowalski, thank you so much for the 5. After careful consideration, I've decided to become more extreme in my political beliefs, period. Join the club. I'm just kidding. For the win all day, thank you so much for the 2. Welcome to Leftist Mafia, Blakely. Looney Tunes, thank you for being the best mod ever. Here's some dono for all of the trolls I kicked. I did have a lot of Russian bots in my chat today, so thank you.
Oh.
For the win all day, $2. Supposedly not so erudite. I don't know how to say her name. Was his Jiz Maxwell. I don't know how to say that either. Yeah, a lot of people are speculating that her and Destiny were like collaborating on this whole like allegations of the filming. I don't really know. I don't know her personally. I don't know how she engaged in it, but I mean, she is his close friend, so I'll say that. Rick's Americana, thank you so much for the $2. Check out Destiny's debate with Norm Finkelstein. That was pretty funny. I feel like everyone should watch that. Our channel, thank you so much. Archangel, thank you so much for the $2. Thanks, Ariana. You exposed Mike and Matt as boomers. Wait, don't bring Mike to that argument. It's just me and Matt. Mike is honorary Gen Z.
Ariana, expose this.
Mike can't be a boomer. He hates them too much.
I don't hate boomers.
Mike's hatred is more towards like the silent generation.
That's actually fair. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I don't have hate in my heart for anyone.
Django Fett, thank you so much for the $3. Tracy, I love you too. Thank you so much for all of your support, even on my Substack. Thank you so much for the $5.
I love Tracy. I always see her comment. She's so sweet.
Tracy's a sweetheart. We need more Tracy's in this world.
Yes.
Have a good one. Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Corey Springer, here's 1 out of 10 of Crypto Bro Super Chat. I'd give more, but this is close to being a crypto bro as I feel comfortable. Honestly, I respect it. I respect it. Also, I was joking about Crypto Bro. Like, it's okay. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. And with that being said, also you guys were seeing my figure here because I was trying to raid. I didn't want to end before I raided, so just so you know, once I leave, you might still see my figure here for a little bit. I'm just raiding out. That's all it is.
Okay.
Y'all were debating if I was going to pop back in. I'm too tired for that. So, but yeah, anyways, thank you so much. Today was so fun. The guests were fun. I will see you guys next week.
Take care, Ariana.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. I can... do you want me to read mine first?
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
Okay, I might have to dip after mine. I'm gonna try to stay, but I'm super tired too. So we'll see how I feel. I'm not tired. Too much today. I did have some extra caffeine, so that kind of.
Let's do this. Go ahead. Here, I'll try to shut up too. I won't comment unless it's absolutely necessary.
If somebody comes in with a wrestling super chat, it's over. We're done. We'll be here until 2 a.m. No. Thank you, Patrick Redman, for becoming a YouTube
For
member.
anyone who's about to
that.
post a wrestling super chat, though, you gotta give more than like $20 for me to. Don't try to. You heard that, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna drop 99 cents to get an hour's worth of more content.
Because you're getting a lot of content out of a super chat about wrestling from Matt, so you really have to pay proportional to what you're getting for sure. Cozy Kitsu, thank you for the member chat. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much to John Lithium for 5 gifted memberships. I know that you also sent 5 last week too, John. Your support is so incredibly kind. Thank you so much, my friend. The next one is from Bayphoto, member for 8 months. Thank you so much. And then we have Sam. Nice to see you, Sam. $5. Thoughts on that bishop who called out Trump and now is getting right-wing hate when she's saying Jesus' message? Did y'all know she is an Episcopalian?
She thinks she is. What do you think, our? What do you think?
Yeah,
she was cool.
Yeah.
That was great.
I think what she said was amazing. Episcopalians are awesome because they are like the closest to Jesus's actual like the socialist message. Like they embody that more than I think any of the other branches of Christianity. And what she said was honestly brave. Like she is confronting the most powerful man in the world who wants to be a dictator. So I absolutely give her credit. I think that she is badass, and I really appreciate her saying that. The fact that he was so triggered by it kind of goes to show you a lot, because what she said, it wasn't controversial, but the fact that she dared to ask him to have mercy, how could she? It's just, Yeah. This week has been exhausting.
On the Episcopalian thing, my opinion is like if you're gonna eat fish, I mean that's the one cutout. You should also eat meat. I mean, either be a vegetarian fully, or seafood's got feelings too. The fish got feelings
I was gonna
too.
say,
So
what
if you're gonna be an
fish?
Episcopalian,
Right. I think David Dole's a pescatarian, right? I want to say. I
He's
can't
an
remember. No, he might be a
Episcopalian.
vegetarian. Okay. Earth creatures. Thank you for the $2. Harriet Beecher's Uncle Tom's Cabin needs mention. I'm not sure what that is, but you just mentioned it, so there we go. Mission accomplished. I'm not familiar with that. I haven't been too online this week, so that's part of my problem. Dustmite DeBoomer, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Zeitwise, thank you for the $5.99 249th season of this show called USA is Really Wild. It is. It's getting close to the series finale, so shit's getting a little bit crazy.
what do they say that most empires last for like 250 years or something like that?
250 years. We're in year 248.
It's getting. No, we're in year. Are we in year 248? When's the 250th anniversary?
I don't remember. We're around 250. I know that. I can't do the math right now.
It's
but,
close. It's gonna be under Trump.
Ooh, that's ominous.
Yeah.
Notary, thank you for the super sticker.
There's a number of big events that Trump is going to be the president during, and he's going to use the Olympics in Los Angeles, the World Cup in the U.S. and Mexico and Canada, which I'm sure he'll act like it's just in the U.S. because Mexico and Canada are now part of the U.S. apparently.
Yeah, true.
And then the 250th anniversary, which he's gonna go. We're gonna be like a Kim Jong-un North Korea status military parade down the streets, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a spectacle. It's gonna be tremendous. Okay, so Notary sends a super sticker. It's a little cow or a hippo falling, their chairs breaking, and it says wrecked. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Dirty Pirate, thank you for the incredibly generous $20. Really kind of you. Thank you for continuing to spotlight progressive literature. I've been reading Rafat Al-Arir's If I Must Die after hearing Mike speak on it last year, and it's been so incredibly moving. I'll definitely check out Jim's work. Hey, yeah, for sure. Yeah, by the way, Rafat Al-Arir, I don't know if the book is out yet or not, but his book was almost a bestseller on Amazon, or it was in the bestsellers. So definitely check that out. I think the actual book name is If I Must Die. It's named after the poem. He was the Palestinian poet, for those who don't know. And that poem is so incredibly moving. So yeah, I want to check out his book as well, because I think that he is, we lost a great one. So yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that, Dirty Pirate. Sam, thank you for the $2. Thoughts on Snoop and other rap signing for Trump? It really is depressing, honestly, but I think that Ariana kind of nailed it when she said that it's just it's about the money. They're getting paid a lot to perform, so they're taking the money. It sucks, but I guess people don't have principles. Snoop Dogg is a little different because he huffed and puffed so much about Donald Trump, and I've been such a huge fan of Snoop Dogg. Honestly, almost a simp for Snoop Dogg. I've been a huge fan of him. He's one of my favorite artists.
Don't simp for anybody. You gotta learn your lesson, folks.
By now, I should have learned my lesson. We've talked about how all of my music heroes have been just terrible. Kanye West. I don't have to go through the list. All of them are just bad people. I don't know. Okay, so the next one is from Bay Photo. Thank you for the $5, Bay Photo. Time to get some megaphones and remind folks on a daily basis their financial and material conditions are not improving. They're continuing to crumble. Absolutely, Bay Photo. 100%. Terabyte, thank you for the $5. Appreciate you, Tara. To the panel, is there anything you can do to help Brian and his friend? Ice took his friend. Yeah, thank you. I believe that Tara sent this before we talked about it on stream. I'll just be in touch with Brian, and next week on the show, maybe he'll have an update. There's not a lot that I think he's able to do right now, but maybe by then we'll know something. And if maybe she creates a GoFundMe, we can share that. Because it's kind of probably going to be a game of wait and see. I would imagine that his friend is going to be released since she's a citizen. But
Wait,
we're
what
probably
happened
gonna have
again?
to wait.
I remember you talking about this earlier. What happened?
Yeah, so Brian, his best friend
Brian
was he's a mod in my chat.
Okay.
His best friend was abducted by ICE. And they're a citizen. So he had ICE on his street as the show was happening. And he was talking about it in real time as it was happening.
They got his friend's got a case here. I think you can't just do that shit.
Right. So and by the way, I think that from time to time we've talked about this. It's gonna happen. His friend is not going to be the first citizen to get wrapped up in all of this. There's going to be probably a lot of American citizens that will be wrapped up in this as well. So just just we'll be updated on the story, I'm sure, by next week, and Brian can let us know for sure. Thank you, Tara. And this was the one that we shared originally. This is the one I saw first. Best friend, U.S. citizen seized by ICE. That is fucking insane. That is insane. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this, Brian. And then my dogs are goth sends a member chat saying fuck ICE. Yeah, absolutely. Fuck ICE. Abolish ICE. They are the fucking modern day equivalent of the Gestapo. Kowalski, thank you for the $5. Which wine pairs best with a crumbling democracy, or is this really more of a liquor situation? Feels like a liquor situation, to be honest. Vodka sounds good right now. I'm more of a whiskey man myself, but I agree that it's definitely more of a liquor situation. I felt like I was mentally prepared for this week and for Trump to take office. And it's not like anything that he did is surprising to me, but just seeing it unfold in real time is very, very draining. So yeah, I would say it's a liquor situation for sure.
You know what was really helpful for me? I basically just paid attention to the inauguration in the background. It helped that my kids were home because it was Martin Luther King Day, so they didn't have school. And I did something productive. I finally, as I was testing out on my stream, I did my first Doom stream in weeks.
I
maybe
tuned
even like a
in to
month
the
or
end
two.
of that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you. And so I finally got my I changed the studio around. You might not be able to see anything, but the camera is a completely different camera, much better quality. You probably could tell that. It's not.
I could tell.
Yeah. And then the other camera I had, I played around with its settings to fix it so it's even better, even though this one's still better. And now I have I'll figure out how I want to use it. But when I do want to use it, I will hold on, what happened to the other camera?
I saw that special angle, that Brett Cooper angle. I like that.
I lost it. Now I lost the camera. Oh well. I think I forgot
What's
to
your
plug
new
it in.
camera,
I
Matt?
forgot to plug
I'm
it in.
curious.
That's why. All right. Well, hold on. Let me see if I could hold on. Let me see if I could here
What's
it
the
is.
new brand that you got though? I'm curious because it looks so good.
Hold on. So now I got this angle going too for when I want to use. Hey everybody! Look, I'm Lance from the Surfs. Look at me, I'm Lance from the Surfs.
You can do like the Jon Stewart thing. You know how he turns and looks at the camera and he like.
Oh,
makes
I was joking about that. I was doing remember Brett Cooper when she would
Yep.
She was like and you know what's not funny? You know what's not funny at all? Snapping into a Slim Jim. There's no joke about snapping.
You need to. So I feel like I'm the only one that knows about this. Next week on the show, just randomly when you're making a point, you got to switch camera angles and look and just throw everybody off. That would be fucking hilarious.
Right. But
That'd be amazing.
Hey. But the camera I'm using now is the Sony FX30. It is.
Oh, is it a mirrorless? Okay, nice.
Yeah. It's a cinema camera.
Wow. Yeah, it looks amazing. Nice. That's a good choice.
If you could really tell due to the depth of the field, if I had more of a background, but my room is so small that you can't really get that effect. But if I put some stuff back here, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to really see. You could tell.
Yeah, it looks really clear. Nice. That's a good upgrade.
I'm telling you, I told everyone I'm as soon as I was over that little, I mentioned how I got like burnt out and needed a break. I said I'm hunkering down and I'm getting serious. I'm gonna do YouTube videos. Not stream. I'm still streaming, but separate YouTube videos. I got the equipment to get to really do what I need to do, and we're gonna do this. And yes, for the person in the chat who said Sony makes good cameras, the friggin' focus on this camera is insane. Like compared to the Panasonic over here, the Panasonic cannot. Like right now, it's good because I took a lot of time to do the settings. But if I really move around, this Panasonic might lose me. But this one, I can do whatever, and that it's crazy. It's a good camera.
Yeah, you can
It's worth
tell
the money,
that
I
is
guess.
crisp. Yeah, no, it's really crisp. It looks good. Gloria, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships. That is so kind. Thank you so much for the support. My goodness, really appreciate that. I think that the next one is going to be from Leo Vincent. Thank you so much. Dia Do It Share Day. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. It's lovely to see you all from a stormy, windy Emerald Isle of Ireland. Ire? I just said Ireland. I don't even know if that's what it is. Is that the flag? Oh my god, I'm embarrassing myself. But it's thank you. That's awesome. Level red for the entire aisle for the first time ever. Well, please keep yourself safe. That's actually a little bit alarming. But yeah, thank you so much. Another one from Vincent. Hey, I am Blakely. Hope all is well from Ireland. It is Ireland. Okay, good. Oh my god, I was afraid that it was like a different country that looks like the Irish flag, and I'm like, I'm insulting everyone. Okay, I'm glad I got that right. Thank you for the follow-up too. Let's see here. So I actually have one from Woke Crypto Bro. My goodness, $100. Thank you, Woke Crypto Bro. Great guests. How about expanding guests internationally, like a Russian leftist dissident who watched fascism take over their country would maybe have some advice? Roman from NFKRZ would fit right in here. If he can't, maybe Natasha's Adventures or Sanction Ivan. Yeah, I would love to have international guests. I think that some of our international guests have been awesome.
I hope he's doing fine. I haven't heard from him in a little bit, but he's probably doing good. I've had on for my coverage when the Russia first invaded Ukraine. There is a great young socialist in Russia, leftist socialist. I said that already. Who I had on my show. I think 2 different times to talk about the war and also how the right wing in Russia and the U.S. influence each other. It was very interesting. Igor, yeah, he's great.
Yeah. I would love to have on international guests. We've had people from the UK. We've had people talk about Indian politics. We've had a Palestinian on. Yeah, I think that that's actually a really good idea. So thank you so much, Crypto Bro, and really appreciate the kind, super generous chat. Okay, so the next one here is from Super Duperful 50. Thank you so much. Also, another really gigantic chat. Really appreciate you all. Thank you, Mike, for your fiery resistance to all the BS, especially last month. Well, hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Really appreciate the support there.
All that super chat money is coming in from Mike. He might be able to actually build that window for real behind him.
I can get myself a Sony camera.
It's a good camera, and I would like to use it outside of the studio too. It's I feel like it's it would be nice if I said studio, but it is a studio. This is where all my equipment
that's your
is.
studio.
If you were to look in here, I know what I gotta do. I gotta extend the wall padding around, so then I'll have it in the background and get some classic bisexual lighting, and then you'll be real. The camera will really work its magic.
Yeah, the bisexual lighting is like the special touch, you know.
It really makes a world of a difference. It's crazy.
Right. For the win all day, thank you for the $5. I'll be on the porch with the torch ready to scorch. Mike, Twista was my junior high stuff. It was my junior high stuff too. I love Twista. Okay, no disrespect to Twista. Love Twista. Tara, thank you for the 5. Things are going to be hard, but we are all the leftist mafia. Yes. Glad to have all of you and this community. Absolutely. Yes. We do have each other. We can always, sometimes I'll say to like people like, hey, I know this is hard, but talk to each other in the comment section. Like, I really mean that. Like, you don't have to feel isolated or lonely or feel like you're suffering alone, because there are people that are experiencing the same exact thing. So don't be a stranger, even if we are strangers. Like, I feel like we all we're going to have to rely on each other to stay sane. Vincent, thank you again for a $10 chat. Appreciate that. This is for Rebecca. I wonder if they will round up the Irish that overstayed their visa, supposedly committed a crime like all the other ethnic minorities rounded up. I think not. Got the bell of shame on. Yeah. I mean, immigrants from white countries are not going to be the target. And I think that they're not even pretending like, that's the case. We never hear complaints about refugees from Ukraine or Eastern European countries. It's just people from countries that have predominantly black people or Hispanic people. They know what they're doing. They're not clever. They used to cloak it in, we just care about legal immigration. They don't even pretend anymore. So it's a fascist movement, and it's sickening, honestly. There's not words to really articulate how gross I feel about the situation. It just feels hopeless to even talk about it, because it's not going to make a difference, and my words can't sufficiently convey how fucking maddening this is. Archangel, thank you for the 10. Loved your video about Germans being upset about the USA accepting fascism. It's really sad our country has learned nothing, and we are going down the Germany 1930s path. Our country is fucked. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed that video. I feel like it's nice to bring in an outsider perspective, because, when you're in the trenches, it's easy to get complacent or not take it seriously or feel like everybody is being hysterical. But when somebody on the outside says, hey, I've got a fresh pair of eyes, and what's happening there is pretty fucked up and scary, I think it hits differently. So I felt like it was good for them to say that, and I wanted to signal boost the points that they were making, because I felt like it was super important and convincing. Rachel Atwood, thank you for the $2. Remember the sane progressive from 2015, is she? Oh my god, I do remember her. Debbie. No, she turned out to be totally insane, like a psycho fucking Alex Jones election conspiracy theorist.
Who?
Damn, I don't know what she's up to. A sane progressive. This was she popped off in the same year that I started doing YouTube, and she was like a progressive Bernie Sanders supporter, and then just she went Jimmy Dore at 10 times speed. It was wild
and
to
she's
see.
called the sane progressive.
She literally named herself the sane progressive, and then descended into madness. So crazy. Terry Lightning, thank you so much for becoming a member. Joshua Keller, thank you for the 5. I'm giving money to Mike to say that I loved Binder's The Unseen t-shirt he wears sometimes. Well, Binder.
Oh, thank you.
Your Unseen t-shirt. It's awesome.
They're a good band.
Gwick, thank you for the 5. I'm a real boomer, and I had to look up what SMH means today. I love that. That's okay though. There are certain acronyms that I don't know either. So it's, it happens. We can't be down with all the slang and the lingo at all times. It changes pretty fucking fast, to be fair. Archangel, thank you for the $5. Mike, you are lame for not staying up past midnight. It's perfectly normal. I know. In all honesty, I usually do stay up past midnight just reading until I fall asleep. But not tonight. I'm probably gonna go to bed early. I'm tired. Bwood171, thank you for the $10. Was going to donate to Binder, but then he had to go and make that bad joke. So now you get it, Mike. Oh, Binder, you should have played your cards right.
C'est la vie. What could I say?
Jim. Oh, this is Jim, our guest. Thank you, Jim. You don't have to send that. Appreciate the $10. Really kind of you. Thank you for inviting me on tonight, Mike. What a fun time, and appreciated the privilege regarding fuck billionaires. Yeah, I'm super stoked about this.
I see how this works now. Mike's been booking all these guests. We got a bunch of guests coming up because he's doing a little pay to play side gig over here where you want to come on the show, you got to drop a little something in my YouTube chat.
As a matter of fact, that's absolutely what's happening. You can buy access,
Mike,
okay?
all of a sudden, we've had weeks of no guest, and all of a sudden, these next couple of weeks, he's booked 2 guests on each show.
Right. It all happened super quickly. Like they all at the same time were in conversation with me.
Happened so fast.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're
The
paying
money
me.
hit the bank account that quickly. I couldn't believe it.
The check cleared. So, you're on. Bay Photo, thank you for the $2. Wasn't a veteran. Was caught in an ICE, or wasn't, excuse me, wasn't a veteran, was caught in an ICE raid in New Jersey. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. There's going to be a lot of Americans who are citizens that are going to get swept up in this. Innocent people. It's going to be a fucking clusterfuck. So just buckle up. This is week 1. I keep saying it's week 1. And so much shit has happened. It's been really difficult to keep up with it. But yeah. Well, that's all I have, actually. So it's all on you, Matt.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going to run to the bathroom,
let's
and I'll
do
be
this.
right back, though.
All right,
I did
sounds good.
unstar all of them, so you should be all set.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Thank you. All right,
Yeah.
let's get started here. Archangel with a $10 super chat. Matt, you should do a video of the Trump meme coin scam he did like 2 days before the inauguration. Kyle did an amazing video, and I am blown away this was allowed. Corruption is literally legal now. Yeah, I've been following it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I mean, I definitely will be doing shows and some sort of video on it. I don't know if I'm going to do a catch up, we'll see. Obviously, if I do a video, I do need to explain a little bit from the beginning, but we'll see. But good, obviously, yes, great idea. I really appreciate the recommendation. Bay Photo with a $10 super chat. A good way to gauge just how saved TikTok is by observing Apple and Google's actions. Clearly, their legal teams aren't very convinced by Trump's executive order. Otherwise, TikTok would be back in the app stores. Correct. It's a great point, too. In fact, I'm going to have to steal that point from you and make it. But I'm going to screenshot it to make sure that I give credit where credit is due. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. I wonder if Fuck Billionaires features a YouTube show called Sayoku Yakuza, Leftist Mafia in Japanese, with very charismatic hosts. Ooh. Kowalski with a super chat, $10 super chat. These past few weeks have done wonders for my weight training goals. Excuse me. Whew. Best pre-workout appears to be blinding rage and a desire for vengeance against the rich. Mike is mentioned in my manifesto often. Ooh. Tokyo Hans.
I'm honored, Kowalski.
I don't even know how much this is. How much is 2,000 yen? I'm assuming $2,000. I really appreciate that, Tokyo Hans. What a large super chat. Yeah. Mike's comment on you being more likely struck by lightning twice than becoming a billionaire gave me hope either way. I have been hit once already. 50-50 chance of one or the other happening now. I welcome either. Wow, you've been hit by lightning? How did
That's
it feel?
crazy.
That is insane.
Probably not good.
Charlie DeGitamar with a membership super chat. Member for 18 months. Jeez, thank you so much, Charlie. Considering the male slider happens after conception, we're all female now, according to the executive order. Awesome.
I saw that, yeah.
Rachel Atwood with a super chat. News from the Worcester Public Schools regarding ICE and buses. What? Tokyo Hans with another super chat. Again, assuming 1,000 yen is $1,000 US. I appreciate it, Tokyo Hans. As someone with a large part of my family being undocumented in the U.S., as well as quite a few people vote for Trump, 2025 is going to be fucked. Let's see. We got Chris, a.k.a. Cult of Personality. Birch. Binder, how's that pecker after getting it caught in the vacuum for the 19th time? What? Remember, I love the hell out of you. Just trying to channel Michael. Did Michael say that? I don't know. Well, I've never done that. That seems very risky, honestly. Feel like I wouldn't have kids if if I had done that. Seems like a bad idea. There's got to be better ways for people to do. Got to be, better last minute sex toys if you really need them, folks. Please don't use a vacuum. That sounds dangerous. Cold Dog with a membership super chat for 17 months. Didn't Rogan become super famous for the Carlos Mencia incident? Also, I think he just had a lot of connections. What happened with Carlos Mencia and
he exposed Carlos Mencia for stealing jokes from Bill Cosby.
Was that him? Who did?
Yeah, that was Joe Rogan. He did it on stage also. So it was really embarrassing. It basically ended Carlos Mencia's career, if I'm remembering correctly. But I mean, Joe Rogan is also stealing jokes. So that came up. There's a YouTube. Yeah, there's a YouTuber. God, I wish I could remember. I tweeted about it a while ago. He did a video on Joe Rogan's latest Netflix special and just how embarrassingly bad it was. It's a devastating takedown of him. But yeah, I believe Joe Rogan, maybe in that video, was basically parroting a different person's joke. I can't remember. I hope I'm not misremembering, and I hope that I'm not thinking of a different comedian. But if I am remembering correctly, he's recycled some jokes. At a minimum, he's recycled like the anti-trans jokes for sure. They all have. But don't quote me on that because I don't 100% know if I'm thinking of the right person, if it is Joe Rogan. He's still from Brandon Schwab. That's what somebody in the comments said. So I might be thinking of it. I don't know for sure, though. I'm not too specific on that. I do know that he exposed Carlos Mencia. I'm sorry.
Let's go to Cold Dog with a super chat. Matt's only saying that because they have the same name. I think this was when I said Matt Walsh had a talent. FTW all day. Conservatives don't care about talent. They just want someone to make them feel validated in their bigotry. No, they don't care, but to become a highly paid conservative pundit, you do need to be better than all the other people doing that. Like, there's a ton of them.
Real quick, I just want to update everybody. I got a message from Brian. He said that for right now, his friend is okay. So that's good news.
Good.
His friend is okay. So yeah, at least we got a little update before the night is over, just so that we were not left hanging. So thank you, Brian. I'm not sure if he's still here, but appreciate the update.
Gwick 358 became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Gwick. I appreciate that. Rachel Atwood with a membership super chat. Do yourselves a favor and check out NFKRZ to get a great inside scoop on the crossover between Russian and far-right Western propaganda. Heart Roman A. NFKRZ. NFKRZ. All right. Carrie Shaw with a $20 super chat. The Max documentary, The Lady and the Dale, features Tucker Carlson's dad, who was a TV reporter, dead naming the lady. What's The Lady and the Dale? What's that about?
I'm not sure.
And is it The Lady and the Dale, or is it like The Lady and the Dale? Like is Pitbull behind this? A documentary series exploring an audacious 1970s auto scam centered around a mysterious entrepreneur. I'll have to check it out. Oops. Greg Wright with a super chat. Matt saying, "Your Honor, I'm just a gooner," is single-handedly the best thing I've heard this year. Well, it's only been 23 days, so You got to also picture it in like Phoenix Wright's. That's the
Yeah.
Ace lawyer thing? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so. Ace
objection!
Attorney.
Your Honor, I'm just a gooner. Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat live from the F Poly Market Studios. It's the Leftist Mafia. Thank you, Looney Tunes. And yes, I would never. Listen, I would definitely take money for ads, but it would have to be from a company that isn't a Poly Market or something like that. It's got to be something that provides some sort of product or service that people actually like and want and you can use. Adam M with a super chat. Trump is a coward for not doing the salute. Right. Elon Musk is more brave. Colt Dog with a super chat. You got to do the angle for Majority Report on Thursdays. But see, at that angle, though, I can't use the green screen because there's not enough room for me to put the green screen on that side. But I guess it wouldn't look that crazy. It would look like a real background and like you're getting me from the side. So maybe it'd actually look better that way than if I had like a completely wrapped around green screen.
Yeah.
Because in the Majority Report studio, the background is just a background. Like if you were to get a side view of Emma or Sam, you're not going to see the Majority Report background on the side too. It's just their background. Even though for them it's physically there. It's not a green screen.
Right.
Justin Fan with a super chat. Can you give me a shout out the moment you ambush the crew next week with your second camera angle? Oh, you got Cold Dog got you on the jump for that one. He was ahead of you on that. Super Platino Man. Anna Kasparian is dunking on Destiny now on Twitter and getting an easy W. Ooh. Who in a war between Anna Kasparian and Destiny? It's a hard one.
I'd go with,
I guess, Anna, right? I have to go with Anna.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would go with Anna. Yeah.
I mean, definitely Anna. Obviously, after this latest these latest allegations, I've forgotten about those. I was thinking like his political opinions. Yeah, that's an easy one now for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Platino Man with another super chat. Matt, what the hell is Stargate, and will it actually change the world? I myself have to look more into it before I give you a good answer, but it's more OpenAI hype around AI that not actually is anywhere near close to coming to fruition. The Emo Dragon with a super chat. Matt, $1.99 to counteract Mike's pay-to-play scheme. Thank you, I appreciate it, the Emo Dragon. Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Don't use vacuums. Practice safe self-love like the V POTUS. Oh, right. Use a couch. And Jim D 1001 with a $10 super chat. Matt, here's that deposit that you DM'd me about. What day should I set aside for Doomed or the Thurs Emma Majority Report to further chat? Fuck billionaires. Kidding and not kidding. Right. You want to come on Doomed for sure. I could make that happen. I could suggest you to the Majority Report. I have nothing to do with the guests on there. And during the second half when I'm on, we don't do guests. So I can't help you there. But you can come on my stream for sure. I used to book the guests many years, almost 10 years ago now. We're almost at the 10-year mark when I left the Majority Report. This will be the 10-year. To think I started working there, what, how many years ago now? 14 years ago.
That's crazy.
I'm an old man.
You've been at this for a long time.
I'm an old man.
This year's my 10th anniversary doing the Humanist Report, just to put it in perspective. So you've been around.
I've been around. Yeah, I get around. All right, that's all for me.
There you go.
Oh,
Jim says he'd love to be on Doomed.
Awesome. Let's.
Oh yeah, I hope this shit. I hope his Kickstarter blows up. That way
Absolutely.
it gets a movie adaptation. Oh, I just got one more.
Oh yeah, I have Twitch ones to say too.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or you got one?
Oh
more
no, you
too.
go ahead with this. Let's finish the YouTube ones, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Jesse with 5 says, thank you, Jesse. What's scarier to you, surviving the revolution or the potential of the revolution never happening? Probably surviving the revolution, because if the revolution never happens, then, things remain the same. Change, generally speaking, is scary because we don't know what kind of revolution we're going to come out of at the end. Revolution, sounds good on paper, but are we going to have a socialist revolution, or is that going to be a fascist revolution? We're kind of in the middle of a fascist revolution, it feels like right now. Not like revolution, but a political revolution. So I don't know. It's hard to answer that question, Jesse, honestly. I'm not feeling super optimistic and hopeful right now. So it's hard to say. It's
a good question. I would say the potential that never happens, because then it just means that what happens now just. And again, when we say revolution, I'm not thinking like Revolutionary War or like Civil War status. Like,
right.
I'm thinking like, yeah, like a complete change in the political structure. Oh, I got some super chats that just came in too. Chris Birch with another super chat. Binder, I leave your channel on constantly on my other TV. Sorry I cannot do more on disability. I would welcome how to support better. This is perfect, Chris. You don't have to give anything, honestly. I mean, I don't want anyone to do what they cannot do. When I ask for support, I'm strictly talking to viewers and hopeful viewers who have the means to give. So you're doing more than enough just by even giving a super chat when you say that that's hard for you. Please don't give any more if you feel like if you really can't, please. That would make me feel terrible, honestly. Tracy, Eva with a super chat. Tell Sam Cedar that Jim is going on the letter hack. He will definitely then book Jim. All right, I will. And this one's for you, I think, Mike.
Oh, Tracy, thank you. I love you too. Every time I see your face in the comment section, it makes me so happy. You are like a bright light in this dark world, and I appreciate you, Tracy.
All right, let me go to Twitch really quick. There's not much, but I want to give them shout outs because everyone matters. Marissa0816 subscriber Prime. Thank you so much, Marissa. Tokyo Hans resubscribed for 9 months at tier 1. They've been a subscriber for 30 months. Always enjoy Leftist Mafia on Friday mornings while I work. Stay amazing, all right, because Tokyo Hans is in Japan. Oh, this is a morning show for him. The Surfs TV, thank you for the raid. Valley Nova cheered 500 bits. Reminds me, did you see Hogan got booed at the Netflix show? I did see that Hulk Hogan got booed at WWE's first Netflix show. It was fantastic that it happened. Hello, lovely scientist. Resubscribed for 18 months at tier 1. Subscriber for 17 months. Thank you so much. And that's the show, I think, folks. Who should we raid over on Twitch?
Who's on?
Oh, and if I could quickly, for the people who are still on, if I could quickly promote one thing. I'm going to be officially launching my newsletter. And it is going to have a paid subscription. Not fully. There'll be plenty of free stuff. But it'll also be the first time I ever paywall stuff. For people who give to my Patreon, I've basically... if they watch the live stream, they have access to it all. The only thing I ever removed was for the free podcast feed, only got the first half of the show. And then Patreon subscribers got the second half of the show. But if you really wanted to watch the whole thing, you could. But for the newsletter, I'm officially launching it. It'll be regularly updated with original reporting and analysis about tech and politics and where both things combine, and my specific knack for reporting on internet-related online community stuff, and of course Elon Musk and Twitter and /X, the everything app. Subscribe there now for free. So you'll get all that stuff. Disruptionist.com. Disruptionist.com. And then you'll get that first notification when when the pay stuff goes live. It'll be a small monthly subscription, just like the Patreon is. There'll continue to be two separate things for people who just want to support the live stream stuff and the podcast stuff via Patreon, or the people who want to get the newsletter stuff via the newsletter, or for people who don't want to do Patreon, there'll be the Substack option. And for people who don't want to do Substack, there'll be the Patreon option. If there's anything Mike taught me, is that turn on all this shit and let people decide what they prefer to do. Because I never turned on those YouTube memberships because I thought, hey, everyone should just go to one place. And then I found out that people don't like doing that. They like to give at wherever they prefer or multiple places. So I learned that lesson. Thank you, Mike.
You're very welcome. Yeah.
So disruptionist.com. There'll be plenty of freebie stuff for people who just do free.
That's a great name, by the way. I love that name.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Where were you when we were naming Leftist Mafia, man?
It was hard to, I came up with good ones after, like way after. I think last one left would be great. Because we all just fall off as the show goes on. And also
That's
the
true,
word
yeah.
left is in there. So it's got the double, it's got a part in there, the double, whatever it's called. I can't say it right now. I'm too tired.
Double entendre, right?
Yes, whatever it is. Oh, Play the Board. Resubscribe for 6 months at Tier 1 over on Twitch. Subscriber for 3 months. Thank you, Play the Board. All right. Who we rating?
Any recommendations? I don't have a lot of people in my chat on Twitch anyways. I just have 23 people.
I got, because of Lance, I got like 100 something, so it'll be worth giving it to something to someone.
Why don't we raid Actual Jake? He's on.
We can raid Actual Jake.
Yeah.
Let's raid Actual Jake. Let's see let me find them.
He's good people.
Yeah, sounds good. I found them. Let's click. Did you press start raid yet?
Yeah, it's ready.
All right, hold on. Mine is loading up. All right, folks. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. Honestly, those upgrades I told you about, that's where your money goes. I don't, that's seriously, I want to really build this show so, we do more and it'll be fun. And I'll make more money, hopefully. Money that doesn't just go back into the show. All right, folks. Mike, always a pleasure. Thanks for sticking around.
Absolutely. My pleasure as well. Take
I'm
care,
going to
everyone.
hit it. Ready? I'm pressing right now. Here we go.